Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is the sleeveless wonder, PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What is up? What's good?
Hi, LeRon.
Hello.
It's a great day. It's a great day to podcast.
Oh, for real. This is the best night of the week. Wednesday night.
Yeah, it is. Don't let your Crossroads people hear that.
Oh, they've already heard it.
They already know.
They give me so much hell now. They've already heard it.
Also joining us is the writer extraordinaire, the shieldless tonight, Stephanie
because
Klimov.
it was crooked. Because Stoy was not happy with it being crooked.
If it was
Greetings,
in my
everybody.
background, you would have been saying the same thing. Just saying.
Nah.
I don't believe it.
That voice you hear is the joy of Arsenal X and EXP Cast, is Stoy Jovic.
I always feel like I'm such an a-hole. Like, why would you call me the Joy?
Because you're the...
I make people
Irony.
take stuff. I make people take stuff off their walls somehow. And
Irony.
You know, I was trying to be nice, but
I know.
I could have called
appreciate
you. I could have called you the hairless.
yeah, I know. So the government made me do it. Literally.
Oh man,
But
pre-show stuff was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a preview for
It's
After
premium
Dark.
content.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
go to our non-existent Patreon to see what we said. Technically, we do have one. It's just not live.
I can't wait.
Technically, had one for like a year and a half. So
You know, I gotta say about that is I'm very well known for this in my community of friends here, is that everybody has a story. And in the Gentleman's Club universe, everybody that is dancing and performing has a story on why they are there and how they got there. And they're very good and interesting stories. Actually, some of them.
Nah, my story's boring as hell. I just wanted to be on the pole. That's all.
What's happening?
No,
I feel like
you
like LeRon's talking about his weekend now. I just don't know.
LeRon, you would have been a boring person to talk to then. So what are you doing here? I just want to get on the pole. That's all.
Hey, it's a show of athleticism. Have you seen those people?
Heck yeah.
Come on. Have you
Yeah.
guys watched the Cirque du Soleil?
Dude.
Yeah,
Come on,
Cirque du
like,
Soleil is awesome.
I've taken pole dance class, and that kicks my ass. I see like women like just twirling everywhere, and I'm like,
Do you guys know that pole twirls almost by itself too? When I learned that blew my mind. I was like, wait, that pole's moving.
not all of them. The one in my basement doesn't really do that.
Okay.
Wait, you have
You
a
need to
pole
get
in
one of
you have-
those.
Wait, you have a pole in your basement?
Yes. So
Okay.
I could continue learning through COVID with Skype. It wasn't that expensive.
Okay.
I might have to answer some questions, when people go down the basement and ask me what that is. I'll just get the support for the ceiling.
Well,
Hey,
next
so
Boss Rush community party that we're having, we're going to your house,
Yep.
and LeRon better be there. Just so.
Woo, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as people listen to tonight's podcast, there's going to be questions from the audience for you, Stephanie. So get ready.
Uh-oh.
Can't wait.
We're gonna have a poll off LeRon versus Stephanie. That's where
tag
the
I'll
show's
bring-
going.
I'll bring the singles. Gotcha.
All I'm gonna say is
I'm
I
bringing
have
snacks. I don't know who's gonna fall off first. So, judging
all
by
I'm
the
gonna
way.
say is I have very muscular legs. That's all I'm gonna say.
But that's what you need. So between us, then LeRon would probably win. I'd fall off.
Well, who
Crack my
has the
head
stronger
open.
core between the two of you?
Stephanie, she's had a child. Stephanie has a
Don't discount that. You need a strong core to be able to balance and hold yourself up. So
Let me tell you something right now. Like this morning, my trainer hit me with the hit exercises, and let me see something here because we had some core stuff, and it was only like 3 different core things, and my God, I got freaking rocked.
See, LeRon is a personal trainer. He's clearly much more athletic than
yeah,
me.
he's definitely more bougie than any of us.
No, it's the only reason why I haven't hit 300 pounds yet. It's like, look, do you want
There
to
you go.
do you want to be morbidly obese, or do you want to live to at least 70 years old?
Look,
yeah.
I weighed over 300 pounds at one point in my life, and let me tell you, it was not fun. Mostly
How do I
because
fit through doors? I have to walk in
well,
sideways.
here's the thing. From my senior year of high school to my sophomore year of college, I gained like 65 pounds to play college football, and I went from 291 pounds to like 340 something pounds.
Jeez.
And it was not fun.
Come on, dude. But come on, dude.
To be
You
fair,
were stacked, right?
I was
You were
super.
stacked, though,
to be
right?
fair, I was super strong, but
Mhm.
that was, I was LeRon.
Nah.
I want to look at your eyes. I want to look into your eyes when I say this. I was doing 3 sets of 10 on a light week of 315.
On a light
Yeah.
week. Wow.
Yeah. I'm so weak. I am. I only work out to look good. I'm trying to get strong.
I mean,
LeRon's all for aesthetics.
Show muscles.
It's for aesthetic. What? Oh no! Don't put me on a spot like that. Show muscles.
now I look at weights at the gym and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just don't even want to look at it.
Well, okay. Well, here's one thing that motivated me to get into shape. And Stoy, you remember? I believe I mentioned this when we had our bro podcast.
Yeah, the 2 dudes talking about lifting weights. That was
and protein shakes.
good memories. Yeah, protein shakes.
But one of the things that kind of kicked my ass into gear was going up half a flight of stairs and then sound like Darth Vader. Just half a flight, not a full flight, half a flight.
Mm-hmm. Those stairs will get you when you're big. Gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like your knees remind you that they're right there. Like your chest gets tight, and you always feel a twinge in your lower back, and you haven't even made it up the full flight of stairs at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, you're just like, I'm done.
I'm just gonna die here.
This is why
Right in the stairwell.
This is why. Have you ever been someplace and you see someone have that battle of wills themselves? Are they going to take the stairs? Or are they going to take the elevator? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I see it when I go to work all the time. Like in the morning, like it's like the ground level, and then our level is like where we work is like just the second floor. So like seeing the people just like embarrassingly going to the elevator right before the stairs, it's like, damn, it's that kind of morning for you, huh?
Well, I used to get annoyed because now I'm remote, but in our old building, I worked on the 4th floor. And my philosophy is if you're going from the 1st floor to the 2nd floor, you could take the stairs. Because if I'm in the elevator and then I press 4 and then just one other person comes in and presses 2, I'll get very irate.
It's an inconvenience.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Walk up the damn stairs.
Elevators are an inconvenience.
If I don't have to take the elevator, I won't, because I'm one of those people that like doesn't like to be in elevators.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've been to Disney World. I saw Tower of Terror. Okay. Pass. Okay. Also, when I lived in Columbus, I had a bunch of friends getting stuck in an elevator at Ohio State once, and I just pass.
Speaking of Tower of Terror, like I do not like any of those freaking drop zone freaking rides at any amusement park. No, they'll just take me up and drop me straight down. I'd rather get on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I
feel you on that.
Yeah. My dad loves Tower of Terror, and I don't know how he got me to ride it with him, but he did. Because it's like the one ride he likes to, like, he's 70 years old, okay? He doesn't ride many roller coasters and stuff anymore, but that's like the one ride he'll, like, still, go on. And nobody else will go on it with him, and I just kind of, like, feel bad that he doesn't have anybody to ride with, even though he doesn't give a shit. So
sucker.
I know. So, yeah.
It be like that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Nah.
Yeah.
I learned that I had the most undignified scream on that ride. So no. Mm-mm.
Can you give us a demonstration?
Hell no. Hell no. Maybe whenever we have our boss rush get together and we go to like an amusement park, maybe I will muster up the courage to go on one of those rides one time for you guys.
No.
All right, we're going together.
I purposely avoid those rides, and I purposely avoid wooden roller coasters.
It's fair. Wooden roller coasters,
I don't
though.
know, I live near the Great America, the Six Flags Great America by Gurnee, Illinois, and every time I drive down to Illinois or Chicago, whatever, I pass it, and the American Eagle is still there. That roller coaster is 40 years old. It's like amazing that it's still up there. It's crazy. That roller coaster is still the most terrifying thing because when you go up that hill and you hear the clunk, 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 and then all of a sudden you hear ka-chunk, and it sounds like something's breaking, but that's because like they're about to go down the hill.
It disengaged to let you go.
Yeah, exactly. But you hear that ka-chunk, and it's like, shit, is that supposed to happen?
That's part of the thrill.
Yeah, it is really. It's like, just kidding. I just happened.
I'm sorry. Like wooden coasters to me feels like a preview of what it's like to have CTE. God, like brain just rattles.
Oh, that's God. What. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so it's like carpal tunnel.
No.
I know what you mean.
No, the stuff that puts football players out.
Yeah.
Or makes them mentally unstable. That too.
Way to bring it down, bro.
I know.
My bad. My bad.
Wow, this guy.
I was just being realistic. That's all.
No, that's fine. I've had like three or four concussions in my life.
That's quite a few.
Okay, so a while back when I was still working at GameStop, I was a manager. One of my guys he got into a car accident. He got into a car accident on the way to work. His car got some real bad damage, but for some strange reason, he called and said he just got into a car accident. I told him, okay, like I can find someone to cover your shift. You don't have to come to work. His ass shows up to work, right? And I was like, dude, you do not have to come to work. As a matter of fact, I've already blocked off your time so you don't have to come here. He's like, no, I want to be in. And he was like, and his logic was like, if he's alert and active, he'll know he'll be fine by tomorrow morning. So I was like, okay, yeah. I let him clock in and stuff. And then I was fucking with him the rest of the night because of course he had a headache, like the seatbelt caught him. The seatbelt caught him. He had that nice jerk that happens from a collision. He had the headache and all this stuff, and so every now and then I would fuck with him. Like when he would come back behind the counter, I would grab one of the magazines and I'd roll it up. And he's like, "What are you doing with the magazine?" I'm like, "I'm about to hit you in the back of your head. If you have a nosebleed, if you pop into a nosebleed, you have a concussion." I was fucking with him the whole night.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, Robert, I love you, man. I hope you're doing all right wherever you're at now.
I'm sure he's listening to this very podcast right now.
Hey,
yeah, he's gonna be like, "Hey, I remember that."
A lot of my GameStop groupies know I'm part of Boss Rush now, so like every now and then they listen.
His GameStop groupies.
Did you have or are those like fanboys?
Oh yeah.
Look at him gloating. Oh yeah.
Oh no, this is not
people like
waiting. This is not a gloat because, man, for some strange reason, the Nintendo fans always thought they had a shot at getting a job.
Oh yeah.
Not with LeRon there.
Oh yeah, definitely not with me.
I hate Nintendo. I don't know why I gave you a southern accent.
I hate Nintendo.
I hate.
I only bought it because Monster Hunter came to the system, and guess what? There's a better version coming out.
But I tell you what, though, it's better on the PC.
Man, it was some dark time. It was some dark times for me when Monster Hunter was only on the 3DS. There was some dark times.
Yeah.
You should have just turned the brightness up. Zing.
Turn the 3D completely off.
Speaking of brightness, guys, this is the Boss Rush Podcast, the flagship show of the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we get together with our friends from around the internet to talk about everything we love about games, movies, TV, whatever we want to talk about, and more. You can catch the Boss Rush podcast every Wednesday night live on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network or on YouTube and our podcast services every Monday morning. You can follow us on social media at Boss Rush Network, join our Discord and Facebook group, and find all of our shows and content on bossrush.net. Very excited about content today, guys. Very excited. Things are moving in a direction that's fun.
That's what we out here for.
I know. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. So, without further ado, I guess we can talk about what we've been playing, watching, doing with our lives. Stoy, you are our esteemed fourth chair tonight, so you get to go first.
Oh, okay. I just finally finished a 100-gigabyte download of Forza Horizon 5. Why are games so big?
I knew as soon as you said 100 gigabytes. I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was.
I came home from work yesterday and I was like, all right, I'm just going to download it, in just 2 hours probably. And that was best guesstimate, 2 hours. It should be done. 100 gigs. I was like, nope, I ain't playing this game tonight. Hell, man. So I just let it cook overnight. And then I ended up playing it just before recording. Wow, that game looks amazing.
Yes, it is a very beautiful looking game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, Corey, have you played it?
I drove around for about 5 minutes before we started.
Sick. So there's a difference. Obviously, in most games now you have a quality mode where everything is like super graphic intensive, but like low frame rate, and performance mode, which is like 60 frames a second, but like, not so great a quality and stuff like that. There is a huge difference in the speed and the racing. So it depends on, and I've tried both, and I actually think I like performance mode better because you're flying so fast, you can't really tell like graphically like how pretty them trees look or how pretty like the little glint on your car looks. So like to me, Forza is all about speed, racing is about speed, and being able to like have things fly at you like really fast and really smooth. So performance mode is where it's at. I'm putting a hard stop on that. Performance mode is where it's at. But it's good, man. It's got that, Forza Horizon energy, dropping cars off of planes and stuff and racing, dudes on dirt bikes. And it's really cool. But if you want to get the full experience of this game, it's expensive.
Yes, you have to buy that $45 premium bundle, as they say.
Yeah, you get the VIP pass, because that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, should I pay the $45 and you get the 2 expansion packs that'll be coming in the future? You get like a VIP pass, which you get like bonus points every time you win and stuff and whatever, and then you also get like a car pack where they just drop a car to you like every week for like a year practically. So if you're thinking about buying this game and you want to really indulge in all the content, I think the deluxe edition or the platinum edition is like $100. So, I mean, if you don't have Game Pass, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but yeah. So I'm having dude, it's fun. Like I got like maybe like an hour and a half into it just now, nice. And I accidentally It's glitchy because it like kind of it keeps logging you out of the servers, and I don't care about that really because like I think Jesse talked about this about racing against Dravatars. Mm-hmm. You're actually racing against other people. Like the game studies your driving habits and populates that to be like, okay, you're going to be computer AI in someone else's game or something like that. But the problem is that when everybody drives this game like a bunch of a-holes, they're going to drive like a bunch of a-holes in your game. So that's kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I keep getting kicked out, like, oh, hey, you just lost your connection to the server. Like, I don't care because then I can race against the computer AI, which significantly less a-holey, I guess. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I can't, like in an hour and a half, I can't, give this game praise enough. I mean, there's going to be plenty to do. I know if it's like any of the other Horizon games, and I think it's like a great location, very scenic, very bright, very very sunny. So
cool. Yeah, I'm excited to jump into it. I've been trying to finish Metroid and Guardians before I jump into something else. So
yeah,
but I did want to play it a little bit, mostly for Arsenal X this weekend, so we can talk about it a little bit more. But I did play it for about 5 minutes before it started, so not really really the best way to review a game on a podcast, but
but I know, by the time we record next week, I'll definitely have a lot more time invested in it. But otherwise, I beat that game Unpacking. I talked about it on Arsenal X. I beat it, and the last level is like you're moving into a whole house and you have like 8 rooms that you have to unpack. Man, that took me like an hour.
This sounds interesting.
So, LeRon and Steph, do you know what I'm talking? Oh yeah, Steph, you were on the show.
Yeah, I was on the show. By the way, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. There was something messed up with my headphones. Anyway.
Okay. So, LeRon, there's a game out there on Xbox where I'm pretty sure it's on other systems, but it's on Game Pass right now. It's a game about unpacking.
Like unpacking a house?
Unpacking, like you're moving into a house or you're moving into an apartment, and you're just unpacking your boxes and putting stuff wherever,
I feel like this already sounds like a nightmare.
But you have to put it in a particular place, otherwise you can't advance. So like you can't put dishes in your bathroom. You can't do that.
But why not?
No, sometimes you pull out this thing. It's like, what the hell is this thing? Where do I go with this? Like, for example, we talked about this. Like, you're unpacking. Your character is a female, and you unpack like a pack of tampons. And I'm like, I don't know where this goes. Where does this go? Does it go underneath the sink? Does it go like on the shelf? Like,
so where'd the game tell you it had to go?
Underneath the sink.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine you don't want to put it in the bathtub or put it on top of the toilet, Well,
actually, I thought in my thought, in my vision, it goes on like some bathrooms, like you have those shelf arrays above the toilet, like you put them there.
Yeah. Okay. I would think you would want to like stuff that away, but like privately, like, nobody wants to see that kind of stuff, I guess. By the way, where do you put your toilet paper that you don't use? I want an answer from everyone here.
I have a okay.
Where do you put it?
In my wait, you talking about
okay, so you have the toilet paper on the roll, right? Whatever. And, we're not going to get into the whole over.
Are you talking about if you buy like a 12-pack? What do you do with the other 11?
What do you do with the other 11? Yeah. What do you do with it?
In the door under the sink next to the toilet.
Okay, cool.
Because what if you run out? You're going to run out to the hallway to like the linen closet to go get toilet paper?
Right.
No.
All right, Stephanie, where do you put it?
Well, I have them right here, which is my linen closet, right above my washer and dryer, because I don't have any more room in the thing underneath my sink.
So you're that person.
Yep.
Okay.
You're the person
LeRon,
I just described. I didn't want to be.
Okay, so I had the one on the roll. In my bathroom, there's also a toilet paper caddy, so it stores like 4 extra rolls. So it's like it's within arm's reach in the bathroom, and then the rest of them are like in the linen closet, like right outside the bathroom.
So in this game, there's multiple occasions. I put it in a closet inside the bathroom, whatever. Anyway, so in this game, you pull out like one toilet roll and you're like, all right, put it on the rack. And then all of a sudden you pull out another toilet roll and you're like looking around like, what, where do I put this? Like there's no closet. There's no linen closet. You can't put it outside the bathroom. So apparently they have the correct answer is putting it on top of the toilet. So you have a stack of 2 or 3 rolls on top of your toilet and you're looking at it like, man, that's not right.
I'm looking at this game right now on Game Pass.
So,
it looks cute.
I mean, it's got an interesting way of telling a story. Like you're following the growth of this character, and ultimately in the end, like you actually move in with her partner. So it's kind of cool, and her and her partner have like a kid. So it's really kind of a cool little kind of mesh at the end. But yeah. That toilet paper thing kind of like threw me for a loop there because I'm like, what's it on top of the toilet?
We also have a little silver like circular thing with like a pole in the middle that you just put like 3 rolls on top of, and it sits next to the toilet.
Okay, that's kind of neat.
So we have that too.
Fancy.
I know.
Yeah.
I think my wife, her trip to Walmart or Target or one of those stores.
Are you playing this game on the series, or are you playing Game Pass on PC?
Series.
Okay.
I mean, it's a very soothing and relaxing game. I don't mean to knock it because
no. I'm about to give it a try. I'm adding it to my library right now.
No, yeah, it's very soothing. It's very relaxing. It's kind of like some really cool retro, chip tune kind of stuff, whatever. As you're kind of like just putting your books and on the shelf, and then you're like,
the artwork is cool.
Yeah,
it just came out too. It just came out on the 2nd.
Yep. So those are. I beat that last night, so it was really kind of like interesting ending. The ending song is kind of weird, but I'll let you decipher that when you get to it.
What's it called again?
Unpacking.
Because I'm trying to look for it through my app, and it's not. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, I was being very finicky. Download.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I don't know, but yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Cool. LeRon, what are you playing?
I too am also playing Forza Horizon 5.
Ooh.
It is nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm about an hour into the game, and
you're playing on that super big wide PC thing you got going on there too.
Hell yeah! Which, by the way, like it's a little aggravating because the cutscenes.
Oh, but it's so aggravating. I'm playing on such a big monitor.
Oh, it's widescreen, super widescreen.
The cutscenes are not in widescreen. The game itself is in widescreen, but the cutscenes are not. I'm like, what?
Cutscenes in a racing game aren't ultra widescreen. It's ruining the game for me.
If you're gonna give me this immersive experience while I'm behind the wheel, you need to give me that immersive experience while I'm watching the videos.
I can't stand that the lip syncing is so off.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible, and
that has me worried.
Cutscenes.
That has me worried that they're making Fable. By the way.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I was enjoying it, but man, I tell you what, when they gave you the choice of like your first car out of the 3, like they had the Camaro sitting there, they had
Corvette.
the Corvette. I'm sorry, they had the Corvette sitting there. They had the what was the second name? Was that the the Bronco, right?
Yeah, it was the Bronco. Yep.
Yeah. And I was just scrolling, and man, when I got to the Supra, I was like, oh yes,
hell yeah,
yes.
That's what I picked.
Yeah, I like the game so far. I may start over though because I did not I created my character. I did not like the way he turned out and stuff, and it's like and I was looking at some stuff online, and I think the female options look just a lot better, so I might wind up for the first time.
Either of those characters are pretty terrible, but you could change it. You could change it during the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I feel like this might be the first game that's gonna break my whole thing of not playing as a girl in a game, because I had stories about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Pod Clip. I think it's the one going up tomorrow.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Well, luckily that individual doesn't know who I am in real life, so it doesn't matter.
We know.
I won't be but so embarrassed. But no, I like it. It's been a while because I didn't spend enough time on Horizon 4. Like I think I maybe played like 2 hours of Horizon 4, but I can already tell that I'm going to be spending a lot more time on Horizon 5. Which is good because I need a time waster because there's nothing else for me to do for the rest of the year because like the games I want to play have all been pushed back. I'm talking to you, Nintendo, and Advance Wars 1 and 2.
Oh no.
Oh no, they pushed back Advance Wars.
Oh. No. You guys don't understand.
Do you need a Advance Wars substitute game?
What you got for me?
Did you play Wargroove?
I have Wargroove.
Yeah. Have you played it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just asking. Just asking, LeRon.
Yeah, I mean, I have Wargroove, I have Fire Emblem, but no, like the Advanced War is like, what's it called, Reboot Camp or something when it comes out, it's nostalgia for me. Like my Switch is going to overheat, with something fierce. Like it won't have overheated like this since Monster Hunter Rise came out. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
Cool.
But yes, Forza Horizon 5. That's all I've been playing. I definitely recommend it. I'm playing off of Game Pass, and Stoy is like making a really good case for me to spend money and get the deluxe edition.
It's on sale right now. I think it's just on sale if you have Game Pass all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a discount. It's still expensive. Like it still comes out to be like almost like $50-$60 if you buy it separately. So if you get the Game Pass version, it's like everything. The entire pack adds up to like almost $60. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, maybe I should just like buy the game. Like,
all right, so deluxe edition is $80, and the premium edition is $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you buy all this pieces individually, I think it ends up being like $60-$70.
60-70 additionally.
So like if you get it on Game Pass, right? And you could buy all the separate packs. So you could buy like the VIP pack, the car pack, or the expansion pack. That comes with like all the 2 or 3 expansions that they have coming out in the future. I think those 3 packs add up to like $60 or $70.
Okay, let's see. We got treasure map. We got the welcome pack, the expansions bundle, $31.49 for the expansions bundle. The VIP is $18. Okay, there we go. Okay. The Formula Drift Pack. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I see. I see what you're saying there. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's up to you. What you want to do.
It's up to you. Whatever.
You do you.
You do you. Boo.
So that's the only thing I've been playing. Like boyfriend and I were on vacation last week. We went out of town last Thursday, and so it was one of those ones where we unplugged. Like we both took our Nintendo Switches with us, and we didn't even turn them on.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah. It was great. The plan was we were going to go to Natural Bridge State Park outside of it's in, I want to say, like Central Virginia. It's outside of Lynchburg, Virginia. You guys may or may not know how Virginia is, but it doesn't matter. But Thursday when we actually left our part of town to like travel out there, it was raining all day Thursday. So Friday we were going around Lynchburg just taking a look, just checking things out and stuff like that. Went and got something to eat, and then afterwards we went to the Creekwater Trail out in Lynchburg. Because like it was one of the attractions out there where like you can go out, just be out in the woods hiking and stuff like that. It was so muddy because of the rain the day before that after we got back we were talking about it, and we were like, you know what, I don't know if we want to drive an hour outside of Lynchburg to go to another state park and it'd be another muddy catastrophe. So we just opted to stay in. Like we did some more stuff in town, but it was basically like we shut ourselves into the Airbnb like most of that Saturday.
Nice.
Yep. So that's why I didn't play any video games all last week.
It's an okay excuse, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was needed. Like I mean, it was the first time I'd taken any like extended days off from work in forever. Like I mean, I'm one of those people that I have to be forced to take a vacation because I don't know what the hell like taking time off is. Like
Not me.
Of course, like weekends, yeah, that's my time off. Like the random 3-day holiday, 3-day holiday weekend, that's time off for me. But like saying, oh, I'm gonna be gone for the next 10 days from work. That usually doesn't happen unless I'm forced.
Yeah, I think the last time I took time off, well, like a vacation, was the February before the pandemic started, and then I took 4 days off when my son was born because, well, I'm gonna do that. But
wait, that was all the time you took for paternity leave?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
I don't get. I didn't
Father
get.
of the
I don't
year
get.
right here.
I don't get paternity leave. Those were like unpaid days.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
My new job does,
Wow.
but I'm not having any more
hell
kids,
no.
so
That's awful.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, this is a whole podcast by itself.
Mm.
Let's please go to the next person.
put that as an after dark topic. We'll do that at some point.
Yeah, because after dark we talk about the grown folk stuff.
Mm.
On After Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about boobs and stuff.
Speaking of
And dongs, too, because girls are around, so we talk about that, too.
oh boy, Stephanie, what are you playing? I'm not even gonna.
Speaking of, no, it's all right. I said it. I haven't played much. I just had a lot going on, and it's National Novel Writing Month, so I'm trying to put any little time I have left to writing, which is ironic because I have not written in 2 days.
In your novel, you want to tell people what it is, what they can look forward to. Do it. Promote it.
Oh no, not
Promote
even.
it.
No, it's because it got pushed back to 2022. I'll promote it when I have.
It builds hype, anticipation.
Okay. My fourth novel, Winds of Amasita, fantasy, will be published at some point in 2022. It was supposed to be published this year, but things are kind of being pushed back because of the pandemic and everything. I don't have a release date, but it'll be next year.
Nice. Very excited to read it.
Make you happy?
It did. Thank you.
Thanks. So that, but I have been hopping on Alien Fireteam Elite and playing with Lasby, who's the editor in chief on our writing team, and yeah, that's really kind of it. I'll jump back into games once November's over. I do want to talk just briefly about the Eternals because I have words. I'll save most of those words for maybe next week when I believe Mark is on too.
Yeah.
To save some, but has any one of you guys seen the Eternals yet?
Mm-mm.
No, not yet.
No.
As a Marvel fan, and as someone who always thinks positively, and I don't know, just a positive person, I was a little disappointed in it. Some things just didn't make any sense. I'm not going to spoil the heck out of anything, but it's stuff like when you
where were they?
Loves another. Huh?
Like, where were they during the big fight with Thanos? Isn't that like
they
the big
explained
question?
that in the trailer.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't watch trailer.
Yeah, they just, I don't know, it seemed like a cop out. But like, for example, like these characters have like specific missions or passions in life. I won't out because again, no spoilers. And they'll change their whole life mission just because they're in love with someone. And I'm sorry, I don't buy into that storyline very often. And the worst part was at the end, the post credits, and I guess I hope it's okay if it's not even spoiling. I'm just spoiling the actor because it's in the news and everything. And if people are listening to the podcast,
it's out there.
Okay. Why is Harry Styles in a superhero?
Oh.
Yeah, he's like some new important character now, right? That's the thing.
Why? I have so much. Like, I don't get it. Why Harry Styles? Why? No, I'm not going to accept that.
He's that watermelon sugar.
I can't. No. I do not accept this. But the movie itself was okay. I will credit the movie. It was very diverse. Probably one of the most diverse movies that I've actually seen in a while. So I appreciate what they did there. It was a lot of fun. They did set it up at the end to have it to be continued. Hopefully not with Harry Styles, but it probably will. I'll leave it there. I had a little bit of rage.
It's just a weird choice of like character. Because
all right, they describe him. He's Thanos' brother. That's what they said.
That dude is Thanos' brother. That dude.
I beg your pardon. I beg.
That's what I was trying to get at. But yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, the way it happened is he didn't show up yet, and someone was, like, announcing his arrival. It was brother of Thanos. I'm like, oh, it must be, like, some massive dude or chick or whatever. And out comes Harry Styles. I'm like, how is that dweeb Thanos' brother?
Yeah. I know.
Serious? What? And
okay, it's time for me to do a look up. First of all, I didn't even know Thanos had a brother.
I didn't either. And
listen, Listen, the Marvel movies lately, it's all about fan service.
So you know what? Actually,
what's gonna get people into the seats to watch these movies? You're gonna a teen heartthrob. You're gonna put in to be a major villain, and that's what's gonna get people into seats. And unfortunately, it's not gonna be people like us. It's gonna be the teenage crowd that want to see these movies.
They could have done better with Harry. They could have done better than Harry Styles, though. Come on now.
Yeah, but like I said, who is it going to be? Harry Styles?
I'm not actually hating on Harry Styles because I actually liked his last album.
Well, see, he's got a good singing voice. Don't put him in a superhero movie, okay?
Sure.
Stay in your lane.
Sure.
Stay in your lane. Okay, I also have a little bit of trauma from working at a retail pharmacy at Gillette Stadium, which is the Patriot Stadium where they also have concerts. And I had to work through 2 concerts during my time there. Country Fest, where it was a bunch of drunk adults just everywhere. And One Direction.
One Direction.
They were together with Harry Styles. And it was all tweens, screaming girls just everywhere in my store. And it was awful. I would rather do Country Fest over and over and over and deal with drunk adults passing out everywhere than these crazy hormonal ticking time bombs. So, sorry. I'll stop ranting. It's an okay movie.
Poor Stephanie.
Man. That movie.
I remember I had to cancel a soccer practice, because half the team was going to see One Direction.
Yeah.
I was like, who's going to be at practice on Thursday? And half the people raised their hand. I was like, what about the other half? They were going to see One Direction. So I was like, well, I guess I'm canceling it altogether.
Wow. You gave in, Stoy. You gave in.
That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you of all the times to not been an asshole coach that day.
Listen, that was a team of 20 preteen girls. Wasn't about ready to anger the horde.
I was gonna say you don't want to piss them off. They would have ripped your face off.
Yeah, they would have. They are a competitive. That's a competitive group. Yeah. Wow.
Neat.
That's why I like coaching girls sometimes, because like when they get angry, oh boy, do they get angry. And I'm talking like girls get subbed out and be like, Coach, I want to kick that girl's ass. I'm like, all right, you're going back in.
Wow.
At least when they get subbed out, Coach, he said a mean word to me. So?
Get back out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I want to stew in my own self-pity. Anyway.
Well, I guess it's my turn, and it never fails that my son just starts screaming his head off when it's my turn to talk. So
sick.
Yeah. He is sick. He has a double ear infection.
Oh.
So that's
fun.
How old is he now? Was he
7.5 months?
Oh.
So, yeah.
Whew.
Good times. Crying. Great. Also, my daughter decided to wake up for 2 hours last night and just like wanted to play from like 3 to 5 a.m. and I had to like try to wrestle her back into bed. Yeah.
Oh, at least it was wanting to play and not crying, for no reason.
I mean, she started crying when I told her she had to go back to bed, but that's a different story. So I've been playing Guardians. I got through Lady Hellbender's Fortress, and I'm on to the next area. That game is super fun. It's pretty much what I wanted out of a game at this moment in time, especially after my frustration / stupid phase with Metroid. So I'm also playing Metroid Dread, which I don't really have anything new to report there. But I have been playing the game of the year, guys. Game of the year. Are you ready for this? Mario Party Superstars.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's not game of the year.
All right.
Why is it not game of the year?
Have you ever played Mario Party, LeRon?
I have played
Okay,
Mario Party.
well, there's your answer. It's Mario Party.
I also know why I hate Mario Party, but I want to know from somebody why it doesn't seem to be a contender for Game of the Year.
Because it's Mario Party.
Okay.
But
okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
Here's the thing. It's not very fun by yourself.
Mhm.
It's only fun when you're playing with friends.
It would be, yeah.
And, probably, I don't know, getting inebriated somehow. I'm sure that has a big factor into it. So, I mean, it's okay. It's Mario Party. It's old school Mario Party, though, so it makes it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The boards are cool. The remade N64 boards are cool. They did a good job of remaking those boards. Mini games from all over, though. By the way, the stupid spinning mini game is back. We get to, where they issued the gloves on the Nintendo 64 version, and the kids were getting blisters on their hands, so they had to mail away for gloves to, because they found out that was the fastest way to do tug of war.
Oh yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah, that's back. Spoilers: do not use your hand like this to tug of war.
Okay.
So, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. It's been Here's the thing. I'm prepping a bunch of stuff for us to do other things. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. And also my kids were sick a lot this weekend and this week. I was in the urgent care with my daughter the other night because she has a UTI. So that's been fun. And now my son has a double ear infection, so that's fun. And my wife is getting sick, so that's even more fun. It's a sick house. This is a sick house. So
that sucks.
Yeah, it's okay though.
No, you're getting sick next.
I was already sick.
It's coming back around.
No, if I get sick again, I'm moving out. I just. So.
Well, don't bring your sick ass to my house.
Nope, it's too far.
Yeah. Please don't come this way, because I swear the baby got sick. The baby got. Let's say 2 months ago. Let's say he got sick, and it was just a mutual. Everybody just passed it back and forth. Like he got better. The adults were sick. Then he got sick again after we got better. It was one of those situations. And I wound up with a bad sinus infection and Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ! You wound up with Jesus Christ? Wow!
What's he like? Jesus Christ get into this story?
What's he like? Is he
like,
white,
hey,
blonde hair,
man?
and blue eyes like all the American Christians think he is?
Yep, one wholesome white dude.
I'm sorry.
I know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be the guy that brings like the wrath of the religious people to our show.
I mean, I literally just did that, so you're off the hook. It's my fault.
Hey, we should do it anyway. It'd be fun. Be funny.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. You made fun of Jesus. I know. I'm going to hell. You don't have to tell me. I'm sure my phone will buzz at some point. Because sometimes my mom thinks she's sneaky, okay? And she'll find our YouTube channel and like watch one of the videos, and like she'll text me once in a while. And she's like, you shouldn't be cussing on the internet. I'm like, okay, Mom. You shouldn't be saying those words on the internet. Like,
did I tell you? Was I talking to you about the game My Name is Mayo? Does anybody know about that?
I know about the game.
I know about the game.
So apparently they made a sequel to it.
Yeah.
And it gets really deep into it, deep into story lines. Like it's really kind of weird.
Wasn't that first game supposed to be like you can get the platinum trophy in like under 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, you can get the platinum trophy like pretty easily. But this one, it's going to take a little bit more than that. So for Extra Life, we were streaming. And my mom was like popping in, every now and then. She was watching me play Mega Man, and she's like, "I remember you playing that as a kid, whatever." And of course, naturally, as we're playing My Name is Mayo 2, she pops in. She's like, "What is the mayo jar thing about?" I was like, "Mom, you could stop watching." She's like, "I already stopped watching." I was like, "Oh, now I'm a disappointment." We're doing it for the kids. Tapping a mayo jar 1,000 times.
See, now I want to go on the internet and look this up.
Oh my gosh. Somebody save us. Who's got a topic? Stoy, what's your topic? Save us. Please. Please don't let it be mayo and children.
No. I won't. So I was at the Midwest Gaming Classic this last weekend, right? And the Midwest Gaming Classic is like a big, like, kind of ode to the retro games where, like, they have arcade games, pinball machines, all this whole thing. Now, it's usually held in April, but, you know, the Rona kind of, like, knocked things back a bit. So they scheduled it in November, and they plan on actually doing it in April again of next year. So that's kind of cool that we get, like, 2 of them within, like, 6 months of each other. So, now, the Rona, the pandemic, kind of like jumped video game prices, like retro prices, up like almost double for some reason. For some stupid reason. Stupid games, stupid retro games are like hundreds of dollars just because some doofus on the internet or some doofus with a YouTube channel. I'm looking at you, Metal Jesus. Okay. Is like going out there and be like, "Bro, you know this?" Yeah.
Can I get an amen? Nah.
Woo. This guy's like, "Hey, look at this, a Super Nintendo game. Wow, I remember playing this game for 5 minutes when I was a kid, and now all of a sudden everybody wants that game, and the prices skyrocket." It's these like doofuses on YouTube like, "I don't remember this game very much, but it's probably pretty fun. Wow, so fun!" And now everyone wants the game.
And you wonder why I fuck with emulators.
I need Stoy to do a YouTube channel just in that voice. Just in that
prime example. Yeah, like this is a prime example why people go for emulation, because granted you're getting access to play the game for a zero cost.
But stupid shit like this makes the regular merchandise experience unnecessary bloat.
Yeah, it really is. Like for example, I go to this. I'm walking through the vendor hall. And that's where you got all the people selling the old games and stuff like that, whatever. Now, I easily spent $500 over the weekend, but that's beside the point. Look
at Stephanie's face.
Yeah, I know. I'm not proud of it. So, anyway,
Jesus.
Listen. This has been my diet.
Somebody needs to make a clip of that one.
Just Stephanie's face when he says $500.
Stephanie, the look on her face was like, "Okay, playa."
No, listen. I was saving up for this event. I was saving up. It's not like I was just like, "Oh, look, $500 just sitting there not doing anything. I'll grab it." I was saving up for this. Okay, I had a few things I was looking for. I was trying to like coerce Celeste into like giving me her copy of Resident Evil Gaiden for the Game Boy. Because she was like, "Oh yeah, I have that game. Here, let me proceed to send you pictures of it and send you pictures of the box. I'm not going to sell it to you though." Like she was smacking it in my face. She was doing it on purpose. She's like, "I have it and you don't." And I'm like, "You're rubbing it in." She's like, "I'm not doing it on purpose." I was like, "Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are." She's all sweet and innocent, but man.
No, God.
No, don't let that.
Seems sweet and innocent.
Oh,
don't let that
God.
fool you.
Don't let her fool you.
Those devil horns are so like well camouflaged under her hair. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I wish I could go back into my Twitter feed or something like that. She was sending me pictures. She's like, "Look, I have it in box, complete and everything." And I was like, that whole package is worth like $600. Anyway.
Want to make some quick cash?
Yeah. Retro game, like selling your retro games is where it's at. There's PlayStation games going for like $300. You know, like so you could be sitting on a gold mine right now.
Hold the fuck on. I will re-shrink wrap my Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Make sure it's what they exactly did at that time, because you know you got these people that shrink wrap these games and be like, "Never opened," and it's like, this is the wrong cellophane wrap from, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm walking by this vendor, right? And I see this. Yeah, I don't know if you know the game Illusion of Gaia. It's for the Super.
Oh,
Nintendo.
I remember that. I remember that game,
dude. That was my first RPG, and that literally was the game that got me into RPGs. Like I loved the hell out of it. And it was an Illusion of Gaia T-shirt, and I was like, no effing way. Like, I was like, it's size large, so it's a little bit bigger than what I want. But I was like, I want this. I was like, how much for the T-shirt? He's like, well, and I was like, okay. If he starts out saying, well, it's already too expensive. So the dude's like, I mean, it sells on eBay for like $300. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, but I'll sell it to you for $150. I was like, bro, I have a phone. I could look it up. And sure enough, when I looked it up, selling at the most for $70. I was like, see you later. He's like, I don't know, man. This is going to go before the weekend's out. I'm like, no.
It probably will.
I was going to say it's tough, right? Because clearly that guy is just trying to capitalize even more so on the fact these games are just jumping in price, but he's just being a dick about it and even, upcharging it even more. And I don't know, there are people that are, I'm not saying that they're dumb enough, or maybe they just either they have the cash to spend, or they don't know any better, or they create a sense of, what's the term? Like a sense of,
it's
nostalgia.
One of those, like no. It's one of those look what I got type deals.
Yeah. Well, in economics, like one drives the other. Crap, what's that? I really just
I know what you're talking about.
Demand. It's like this demand level of demand. So some moron has probably still bought it.
Yeah. So the elusive game that's out there right now is called Little Samson. It's like this a Bible religious game for the Nintendo that came out. And right now I think it's selling for well over $1,000. And that's like a point of pride for a lot of gamers to be like, I have Little Samson. How much did you pay for it? I can't pay my mortgage this month. And it's like, why? Like it's like a trophy. It's a badge like that they carry for like no freaking reason. But yeah, so I mean, they take advantage. These dealers, these people that are in this market that take advantage. You have this little spot on your body. It's like a little nostalgia taint, and it's like they tickle it just enough, to be like, you remember this game? Yeah, you remember this game. $200, $200 if you want a piece of nostalgia in your home. Here you go. I paid $180 for Resident Evil Gaiden.
Wow.
And that for a Game Boy, and that game is terrible. Terrible. I knew that going into it, but that's literally the last Resident Evil game. I own every single Resident Evil game ever made.
Okay, so you were closing it out. I get it.
That was literally the last thing I needed.
So sorry.
Go ahead.
No, it's like, speaking of like retro games and prices jumping and stuff like that. I mean, I think of like mostly, not all, right, cartridge games, because like there's really no cartridge games, well, of that type anymore in the cardboard boxes. I know we have some discs that, I know the point is like now we don't really have those cartridges in cardboard boxes. Do you see, like, it's kind of freaky in like 20 years, people be like, oh man, do you have that retro Wii game or what? I don't know, whatever generation that doesn't.
Oh, it's already starting. One of the last story is going for well over $100.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And that's just the base version. If you get to have the collector's version with like the art book and the nice like fold up box like I do, it's very nice.
It's a couple $100.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Also, Fire Emblem for Wii is super expensive. Fire Emblem for GameCube super expensive.
Wait, why? That game was bad.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Stadium Events is a bad game.
Resident Evil Gaiden for $180. That game is terrible. Like, I played it when I got home for like 10 minutes. I was like, this game is awful. I never want to touch it ever again. But it's on my shelf and it tickles that little nostalgia taint.
So is that your topic? Like what brings us nostalgia in gaming?
No. It's the market itself is so bad.
That's right.
It's so bad right now. So if this is the time that you want to get into collecting retro games, be prepared to spend a lot of money. Because I was around dealers to be like, that will look at, say for example, Stephanie, you brought up like the boxes for some of the old systems. Some of the Super Nintendo boxes, Demon's Crest, for example. Just the box with a manual in it, $500.
What?
Mm-hmm.
$200 for cardboard.
Yeah, people are starting to sell these things piecemeal now because you can get more money. If you sell them piecemeal, you can get more money out of it than if you sell it all together as a package.
Yeah, so like say for example, like Adventures of Batman and Robin, I was on the hunt for that for, the Sega Genesis. And a loose copy of it, I ended up paying $30 for it. Now, with the case and the manual, we're talking $150. So just a piece of plastic is worth $100. It's more than the freaking game itself. But the fact that you have the case and the manual, it like doubles or almost triples in value. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but so if this is the time that you want to get into retro gaming, it's a bad time. I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna be spending a lot of money. So definitely be cognizant of it.
You're gonna have a bad time.
It sounds like what's going on right now in like the real world with real estate. Like it's a seller's market right now.
Yeah, and admittedly, it's kind of tapering off in that sense. And I think the retro game market is tapering it off. But let me tell you, if you're going to go to these trade shows, you're going to get screwed. You're going to get some guy to be like, yeah, these sell for like $80 on eBay. And that person's going to assume you're an idiot when he talks to you. He's going to assume you're an idiot, and he's going to assume you don't have a cell phone to check the price yourself. So, and you could do it right in front of him to be like, nah, man. Like, honestly, like I picked up that loose copy of the dude was selling it for $50, and I was like, oh, this is a loose copy. I don't want it. He's like, I'll sell it to you for $30, and I was like, sold. But yeah,
I don't know. I'm just mad. I'm just mad that I traded all my old games to GameStop and not kept them and saved them to sell them.
Yeah, that's the way I feel sometimes too. But also at the same time, like like I've always been like I'm just gonna call myself a transient. Like I move a lot and stuff like that, and like it just becomes a big freaking nightmare. Just like boxing this stuff up, lugging it somewhere, and or even getting to your next like place you're gonna live, and then you try to figure out like, do I just unbox this or do I leave this shit in the box?
Well, admittedly, some of the stuff like I have a GameStop wall in my basement. Like one of the game stores I used to go to, like they went out of business, so like I bought their wall racks. So I mounted it because right now, sitting in my collection, I'm looking at my collector's app. I have 1,224 games.
Damn.
And so I could probably buy a Mercedes right now with what that value is. So but
not just any Mercedes, like shit, like you could buy one of those Mercedes in freaking Forza Horizon 5 right now.
I mean, on the same level, but not. So I have a bunch of Pokemon cards that are worth money.
And even that market is like wild.
I know. Well,
damn.
Here's the thing: if I had a place to get them graded, by the way, if you send them away to get graded, it takes like 6 months to a year to get them graded now because so many people are grading cards. So, but if I got my first edition hologram Blastoise graded, it's worth like $34,000 if it's graded a 9 or a higher. Which the way these things are kept, I would assume it is.
And here I am sitting here thinking the only thing I have worth value that gets me money that fast is my body, and it's not even in that good of shape.
Work that pole, bro. Fridays and Saturdays, bro.
Remember, Stoy, he's got them strong legs.
Yeah, exactly.
He let us know that before the show started.
Like hold on to the pole like this.
Well, I'm just saying because like God, I feel like such a jackass. Like I've been doing this video game thing for a long fucking time. I had fucking Atari 2600 and television games. Like shit.
Well, interestingly enough, I learned that Atari games are like dirt cheap. Like you could get like 20 of them for like $10.
They have no value.
No,
they have no value whatsoever.
Zero value.
Is it because Atari is what ushered in like the first video game depression?
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, no one wants those things. They printed so many of them. You can walk into a Goodwill right now and probably find like 20 of them. But I'll tell you what. So, I ended up getting the Polymega system. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's kind of like one of those like Retron systems, those retro systems that plays, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, whatever. So I got the disc version where you can play Sony PlayStation, you can play Sega Saturn, Sega CD, TurboGrafx and stuff. So I was like, wow, I'm going to start collecting Sega Saturn games. Nope. Sega Saturn games are stupidly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sports games. Sports games are $20. Like the sports games are supposed to be like the $1 throwaway games. Like get
the sports games are the games that you buy to take the cases for other games.
Exactly.
I had a Sega Saturn, and it just pisses me off that I decided to let that go.
Yeah.
I sold my Saturn about probably 2 years ago with all the games for close to $250. It paid for half of my Series X.
Wow.
Bro, like if you'd have sold the games right now, you probably would have gotten a lot more. So like, I mean, I bought a couple Sega Saturn games. Like I bought like a motorcycle racing game, bought Tomb Raider, and Virtua Fighter 2 or whatever. But like those are like $20-$30 each, and I'm like, man, Saturn games are expensive. Like even like Sonic CD for the Sega CD is going for like $80.
Dude, I can't imagine like freaking what Panzer Dragoon RPG is probably selling for right now. I'm
not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you.
I will. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I saw it, and I was like, "Wow, Panzer Dragoon." Nope.
Because I had all three of those games at one point.
Dude.
As a matter of fact, Panzer Dragoon. Oh wait, I said RPG, but I meant Saga. Panzer Dragoon Saga.
I did say a Panzer Dragoon game, so that's
but that was the final that was the last game I think actually came out for the Sega Saturn. And I managed to find it somewhere on the shelf somewhere. It cost me a pretty penny though. It was like $90, but I bought that bitch.
The Saturn version of Panzer Dragoon, which
actually that goes for that goes
Saga,
for 80.
Saga,
that goes
Saga,
for 85.
Saga.
Panzer
Dragoon Saga is the third game in the series.
Yeah, that goes for about like 90. Why the hell? Maybe I saw it sealed because I saw it sealed for like $200.
Sealed. It says well, hold on. You can't ever trust the first. No, this is on eBay. They're up there. Panzer Dragoon Saga Sega Saturn complete inbox with manual tested $1,779.99.
Get out of here.
Let me go to a complete. Hold on. Let me go to a completed listing.
Let me. GameValueNow.com.
I am a human. Are you kidding?
If you go to GameValueNow.com, that's basically the best place. So Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Sega Saturn. Let me see it. So currently, its complete inbox is $150 or $120, I should say.
No one's selling it for that though.
All right, these ones ended. Sold, completed listing, complete inbox. $1,225, $1,125, $1,100.
Oh, yeah.
I see $1,193 here.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga is that's an expensive game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's worth it though, but
is it?
I don't know if it's worth 12. I don't know if it. No. What I meant to say is I'm not sure if it's a good game. It's worth a price tag, but I'm not sure if it's worth $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, it's not worth $1,200 because you're gonna play it for 5 minutes and be like, "Wow, I remember this game," and it's gonna go back on your shelf, and you're never gonna touch it ever again.
I love when he breaks into that voice.
I know.
Can you just do a whole episode in just that voice?
Okay, Stephanie, I'll do it for you.
Oh man.
Oh jeez.
You know what's not a game, but it's video game related. That speaking of stupid stuff like that, the Pokemon Oreos. Like, so I found a Mew.
Oh, keep going.
Okay. And like part of me is like, it's selling. I kind of want to sell it since I have it, but also I don't want to stoop that low and put an Oreo cookie on eBay. And let me tell you, there's a dumbass that thinks he's going to be able to sell his Mew Oreo cookie for $45,995.
Is that? Are you looking at the listing for that right now?
Yeah, it's crazy.
People are stupid.
Something. Oh god.
Let me tell you, there was people at this conference selling the Pokemon Oreos, and they were selling a limited, like it was a mint edition one. We're talking in a small little baggie. I didn't know this was a thing. Like, why is someone selling an Oreo for $150? I don't understand. Oh, it says Pokemon on it. Is that the reason why? Apparently, that's the reason why.
Yeah, some Pokemon are just rare, so.
Oh my god!
It's an Oreo. Are you gonna eat it?
You're
just gonna stare at it.
I can't with this topic. And that guy selling his Oreo for $45,000 is gonna be pissed when his little child grabs it and eats it.
Eats it, yeah.
And there's gonna be some rich a-hole to be like, I have $45,000. I don't know what to do with. Yeah, I could be donated to charity, but like, fuck it, I'll buy an Oreo.
Probably spend like another couple grand with a display case because that shit disintegrates.
Better buy like a panic room or something like that for it. Like,
here's
your
a
kid doesn't
question.
come in and eat it.
Here's a question, because all this bullshit came out during COVID. Did COVID drive us to this? Did we become like a different level of hoarders now? Like what is it?
This is why I blame Metal Jesus. Because you had a lot of people like kind of like wanting to play video games, and you know we all know, like, obviously during the pandemic and stuff, like video game players like rose. I think it was like something like 30% or something like that. It increased, but you got a lot of people that get that, like, I remember that game. I remember playing Advance Wars for the Game Boy Advance. I hope they make another game. Oh, they are making another game. That's great. Anyway.
Wow. Oh, I still have my. I looked because remember last week we were talking about old school like Nintendo games. I actually found like I have like a stack of like 20 some odd GBA games. I got both the Advance Wars. I have the 2 Fire Emblems. I have Metroid Fusion. Zero Mission. I've found a bunch of them.
Hey man, I mean, some of that.
I don't have the original boxes though, or the instructions. But I do have the little plastic cases that each one of them came in.
There you go. The plastic cases aren't worth that much money. Like I sometimes like people are just like, yeah, get these out of here. I don't want them, and it's like perfect because I don't want my Game Boy games sitting out in the open.
Yeah.
But admittedly, I really think like kind of like. People were staying home, people were playing video games, people getting that nostalgia thing tickled on their body, and then they're like, I want to start buying these games. And like I said, you got these schmucks on YouTube that are just like, remember this game? And, then it's like, yeah, I remember that game, and I want to buy it. And like the market skies up. So say, for example, Haunting Ground. You guys remember, have you heard Haunting Ground?
No.
No.
Haunting Ground is a PlayStation 2 game. You're basically like a girl lost in a castle, and you're being chased by a madman with a hook or something like that, and your defender is a dog. So like the dog is your
sounds riveting.
Weapon, so to speak.
Let me guess. It's going for an exorbitant amount of money on the internet right now.
Yes. So last year, like before the pandemic, I remember being at a conference and seeing this game go for $150, and I was like, "That's asinine. Who'd want to pay $150 for this?" It was a good game, but $150 good? No. Guess what it's going for now, LeRon? Guess what it's going for now?
You want me to take you?
So we got real close to the camera. That means the money number went way up.
Maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic with this, but.
$985.
$650.
No, actually that's too high. It's $400.
Oh.
Okay.
But I was seeing it for $400 in display cases. Like it was like, look, mint condition, $400. Like no. My personal opinion is that the game value should not go over what the original price was. So if this game came out and it came out to be $60, there's no freaking way it should be over $60. I don't care about that little nostalgia bone underneath your body.
I thought it was a taint.
The taint, whatever. I'm trying to make it PG, but whatever. We'll call it a taint. Too late. Call it a taint. It's that space in between,
Does the taint have a bone? That's the question.
No. It's that fleshy part.
I know what it is. Just
do you want me to go into detail? They also call it the perineum. Anyway, So yeah, like they tickle that little fleshy part, underneath your body, and all of a sudden they're like $400. That's why I don't like the retro game market right now. I don't like where it's at. I hope it goes down.
No, the retro game market has always been stupid. It's always been stupid. I'm just gonna say that because number one, like I remember when Super NES cartridges were coming out like $90 MSRP. Mm-hmm. And then now, like, you walk into some of these stores and you see, like, okay, now, Chrono Trigger is a bomb-ass fucking game. So, but seeing them starting to sell it for $400 is like, what the fuck?
And that's the crazy thing, because you could buy Chrono Trigger on your Nintendo Switch for, like, $30. Just saying.
Says the guy who has, like, thousands of physical games sitting on his shelf.
Spent $180,
and I bet Chrono Trigger is one of those games.
Shut up. Is it $500?
You know, Stoy, I feel your pain because I'm the guy who used to like not. We're past quadruple dipping on some games, so I feel your pain on that because like there was a time when like I was a freaking whore for Capcom, like. All their fighting games and stuff, I bought so many different versions of the same fucking game. So I feel your pain. So it's like oh, so kind of in a way, I kind of also like bought into a certain part of the video game market as well because like I'm one of that person that was eating up all these games. Like no matter how many versions they spit out, like that was maybe 2% better than the other version and stuff like that. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah, that's kind of funny thing. Like speaking of fighting games, like Marvel and Capcom 2, for example, right? Like there's multiple versions of this. They made it for the PlayStation 3, they made it for the Dreamcast, they made it for the PlayStation 2, whatever. And it's like, well, it's better on the Dreamcast because it's more like the arcade version, but the PlayStation V version, they changed the display of it so it doesn't look as good as the arcade version, and it's got different frame rate and everything. So that's why it's cheaper on the PS3, and the Dreamcast is the more accurate one, so that's why it's $400.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, like a dumbass. I'll let the Dreamcast version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 go to. Like a dumbass.
It's one of the best fighting games out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so it's like a bitch about it, but here I am spending $180 on a Game Boy game.
Life sucks.
Life sucks. Life sucks. You just gotta deal with it. You gotta roll with the punches. And I feel like I've talked about this topic for way too long, but it's just. It's
a good topic.
No, we let you roll with it because like every 5 minutes you pulled out the voice.
Yeah. Anytime you want me to pull out the voice about something, yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know why I do that. Like it's whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it.
I'll see her like man, he's like doing the Adam Sandler like little Nicky voice.
Yeah. Go on with the chlorophyll. That's Billy Madison, but you get it.
Yeah.
That's all. I was gonna say that's all I have because, admittedly, ahead of this conference, I was planning for this. I was saving money. I was like, I know I'm gonna be spending a lot of money because I know what to expect. And you got these guys out there that are like, yeah, but like it's $80 on eBay, but I'm charging $120 because look at the box. What about the box?
It's just a damn box.
It's a box, whatever. So I'm gonna show you, LeRon, my best pickup. Apparently, they made a blade.
I
screamed out loud when I saw it. I was like, grabbed it,
and you unboxed it.
Hell yeah, I did. So like you got the collectors out there that are like, no, but I don't plan on selling him ever. Like this one's staying in my collection.
I don't understand the Funko Pop thing. I don't get it. And then you see these people who it looks like their entire house or their entire like streaming room is just built out of Funko Pop boxes, and it's like, what are you doing?
Hey, I was gonna cop that idea. I was gonna start buying a bunch of random pops, and like that was gonna be a fixture in my stream.
God, it's so 2011 of you, LeRon.
Let me tell you. So like the pop vinyl.
Go ahead.
Vinyl figures are like expensive too. Like my wife really wanted a Harley Quinn one, or like a Black Widow one even too. I was looking for Harley Quinn and Black Widow, so I found the Black Widow one, and I was like, "Oh, that's $80." She's like, "I don't want to spend that." And I was like, "All right, this Harley Quinn one is $60. I don't want to spend that either." All right. They're expensive. Some of them are going for 100. I think like the Blink 182 ones are going for like $200.
Why?
I don't know why. You know that fleshy part like underneath your body, right underneath your a-hole? They call that the taint.
I think this is the most times I've ever heard the word taint in one just.
This is the most time I've heard the word taint in the last decade.
I mean, because I'm already questioning when I walk.
That word is underutilized.
I mean, that's fair,
Sure.
but also
actually,
and how many times have you seen people do this and be like, it tickles that little part of it?
I use that word. I use that word a lot because I threaten to kick people in the taint all the time if they piss me off.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, there's so many little nerve endings on it. Can you imagine getting hit there, bro?
Oh.
It's gonna hurt.
I think this moved away from collecting games. I think it's just Stoy's obsession with taints.
It's back to After Dark.
Yep.
Oh man.
Does anybody have anything else to talk about? I think I'm spent.
Stephanie, what's your topic?
Oh, I'll keep mine light. I was thinking about a game. Not so much. Well, in a sense, it's a game. It's Would You Rather. So we'll just kind of.
This also sounds like a game for After Dark.
No, that'll be a different level. This is the basic level. All right. So I guess no particular order, right? So let's see. I just wrote a bunch down here. Would you rather? I don't like that one. The first one I already don't like. Hold on, let me skip.
Do it.
Male or female strip clubs? That's
we already discussed that.
I know.
No, it's gaming related. Would you rather inhale someone and take their abilities like Kirby, or capture people or pets like a Pokemon trainer?
Kirby.
Pokemon trainer.
Oh no! No, I don't know. I feel like
I already suffer from body dysmorphia. There's no way in hell you're gonna have me just inhaling people just to take their powers.
But here's the thing: like, who are you gonna inhale? What special power are you gonna get from someone from inhaling them? Like people, like
bro.
I mean,
if you inhale Ronnie Coleman, you'd be jacked.
That's not a power though. That's just.
But also the
physical
flaw
trait.
But also the flaw in the Kirby thing though is that Kirby and Mega Man are the same. Like they inherit these powers, and it's not the exact same power.
I mean, it's if I was to inhale like if I inhaled LeRon like Kirby, I would just get hair on my head and glasses probably,
and probably turn
a better looking too,
and probably turn a little shade darker.
I don't know, LeRon. I don't know if you've seen me. I'm pretty dark.
Turn that light off that you have shining on you, bro.
Yeah, that light makes you look like a ghost.
I only turned on 2 of the 4 lights in here.
Oh my god.
Bro, you're a ghost.
I am. Okay. I like it that way.
Okay, who would you rather be your... Oh, did you even answer, Corey?
No, I didn't.
No, go! It take it too long.
I was just thinking about how white I was and how, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago, it probably would have, I don't know.
Sounds like he wants to be the Pokemon trainer one.
Oh, man. Anyways. Well, I mean... But if you're a Pokemon
this isn't meant to be hard.
He always overthinks these.
Okay, you know what? I would like to. I'll just inhale people and take their special powers. 'Cause that seems like it takes a lot less thinking.
Okay, maybe this one will require a lot less thinking. Who would you rather be your best friend, Master Chief or Lara Croft?
Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say Lara Croft.
All right, I was gonna go
Master
Lara Croft
Chief
too.
wouldn't like ask you how you're doing.
No. Have you seen the Halo Infinite trailer? He leaves the pilot on the ship and just asks him for things. I don't want to be that guy.
Has like no personality whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right.
And half the time he shoots his teammates just to take their weapons to. Maybe that's just how I play, but I mean, they usually have.
That's
better
a reflection
weapons.
on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Would you rather be a character in Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Oh gosh,
Mortal
Street
Kombat.
Fighter, because I wouldn't get my
Yeah,
guts
you
ripped
don't.
out.
You don't die in Street Fighter.
Or eaten.
No
Unless-
fatality.
Unless
Just get good, bro.
You don't die unless you're Gin, Charlie, or who's the other? There was one other. Those are the only characters that have ever died in Street Fighter. Everybody else manages to come back.
You're
Every
the only
sequel.
person here that knows Street Fighter lore here, LeRon. Nerd.
Like I said, I was the guy that bought like 7 different copies of Street Fighter Alpha 3.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that
terrified of the
makes sense.
fatalities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but you can do fatalities.
Oh.
Yeah, but I also don't want to like push my fist through someone's chest and rip their spine out and watch them crumble like a sack of raw meat.
My whole
Dude,
thing
that
is
would be
my
that would be so sick.
whole thing is I'm not trying to have all 7 realms like converge at the same damn time, and then
gosh.
you've got like freaking dudes that look like they've been chewing on like nail guns and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, there's that guy with like 4 arms and
Yeah.
all the sharp teeth and.
Yeah, which apparently his mother got raped by a dragon. You know, I'm like, how's that even happen?
Mm.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot of technical questions about how that would work. But
I mean that's in the Mortal Kombat lore. Like he's a
See, Stephanie, when a dragon and a human really love each other.
the dragon really loved the woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stoy, I need to talk about the birds and the bees, but dragons and
All right.
humans. All right, let's move on. All right, who would you rather have as your sidekick? Daxter from Jak and Daxter, or Clank, Ratchet and Clank, or Navi from The Legend of Zelda?
Clank.
Clank. He's
Clank.
way more useful and way less annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
of those characters are annoying as hell.
I know. I was like, I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank, so I'm like, it'd have to be Navi or Daxter for me. But I'm like, they're both super annoying. Why did I pick these characters?
Daxter won't shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That's the main
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, so I might have to go with
Damn
Navi just
New
because I
Jersey
haven't
accent.
played Ratchet and Clank, and I don't want
Ooh.
someone constantly talking.
So you picked the fairy that was always yelling at you to tell you something.
Hey, listen.
Well, I mean, admittedly, let's give her a pass because she's trying to be helpful, right?
Hmm.
I mean, she's just trying to be nice.
Typical fairy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like why isn't her ass in the fucking bottle? Like
I
every
was
other.
gonna say, if she gets annoying, I'll put her in a bottle.
Yeah. Listen, you stay in this bottle until I ask you something.
Get in there and think about what you've done.
I just turned Link into a Italian mobster. Listen, Navi, you stay in this bottle until I ask you where I need to go.
All right, Stoy's gonna narrate all these answers in various voices. I love it.
I'll do it.
Okay, random one. Would you rather play with a controller made out of pizza or a controller made out of a donut?
I'm gonna go with the donut because like I'm the fat ass here that I can't wait for pizza to cool off before I actually try to eat it. So it's just gonna translate the same way to my hands. Like it's gonna be freaking piping hot, and I'm gonna have blisters all over my hands trying to play a fucking video game.
Dude, we had pizza this weekend, by the way, speaking of pizza, and I did that. I didn't wait until it cooled down, and I
Oh, no.
burned the roof of my mouth. But it didn't matter. I still shoved like half of a pizza in my...
First one drops right here.
Pizza's good, by the way.
Oh, you know, hold on. Which is okay? Here's a which is worse, like Fat Kid edition: burning the roof of your mouth or biting the inside of your mouth when you're eating.
Oh,
Waiting the inside of
so...
mouth while you're eating.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
because
what's
then
worse.
it just
'Cause you
swells
hear
up
the
just
crunch.
enough to where you just keep biting it.
Fighting it, yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm going through that problem right now, right here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like Well, I for one believe it is biting inside your mouth, but I also feel like getting the freaking blisters from burning the roof of your mouth, and just you wind up, you think it is healed, and you all of a sudden eat something that reignites it.
Like another piece of pizza.
Okay, Stephanie, what's the next question?
Okay, would you rather speed run Cuphead or play Doom 2016 in Ultra Nightmare mode?
Speedrun Cuphead.
Speedrun Cuphead. Have you tried to play Doom at Ultra Nightmare mode?
Nah, I don't recommend that either.
Yeah, I would rather speedrun Cuphead, as much of a pain in the ass that would be. All right, here's a... Sorry.
No, I was about to say, Austin and I talked yesterday on Crossroads about how we used to be angry people playing video games, and like we demolished freaking PS2 and PS3 controllers. So yeah. Yeah, like I tell people I'm like a reformed gamer. Like I don't lose my temper, especially when you have $70 DualSense controllers now. Nobody's got time for that now.
Yeah. What show were we talking about that a couple weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
Where
I forgot what show it was, but
yeah, I went through like 7 or 8 Xbox 360 controllers.
Wow.
I like to throw things when I was a young lad.
Here's my
early 20s.
Here's my thing though, because like there's games out there that are universally known for making people want to go either punch babies or kick puppies and stuff like that. Like I'm talking about Super Ghouls and Ghosts or Mega Man 1 or Baltoads versus Double Dragon, stuff like that. Like how are we not ruining our controllers back when we were kids? But we sure as hell are tearing them out the frame like as adults.
The NES Advantage still to this day is the most durable controller. I pounded the shit out of that thing. Playing Mega Man with the NES Advantage, man, I would like full fist into that thing. Still worked perfectly every time. Still does to this day. I actually have it still.
Oh God,
it works just fine. It's amazing.
Nintendo.
Do you remember the PlayStation 3 controller? Like when the system first came out, before Sony said like, "Oh no one wants rumble in the the
Those things are so fragile.
I broke it playing God of War 3 while I was doing a boss fight. I like jammed the right stick too hard to dodge, and it like flew off the controller and snapped.
Oh, I told Austin I knew I had an anger control problem, an anger management problem because I can't remember what game I was playing, but I was playing something, and it pissed me off so bad that I normally like most people like rinse the controller and like snap it like as a stick. Mm-hmm. I just basically like brute forced it and like crushed it in my hand. But I crushed it so hard, plastic shards got into the palm of my hand.
That was urgent care.
That was when I finally figured out like I can't get pissed off at video games like this anymore. I have to change.
Here's how it is at urgent care. So, sir, what happened? Oh, I got really mad at a video game and I broke the controller and it jabbed into my hand.
Like, have you played Last of Us? Have you heard a thing called a clicker?
Oh gosh.
Listen, have you played God of War 3 on Insanity mode? Come on.
If I get killed by one more fucking harpy.
Have you tried fighting the Valkyries in God of War 2018?
Oh my God.
I understand, sir.
All right. Would you rather, actually kind of ties into your topic, Stoy, would you rather sell all your existing consoles, like the older, not if you have any current gen, that doesn't count, sell your existing older consoles if it would guarantee you getting a next gen console each time moving forward?
No.
Keep your hardware, sell your games. That's the
Yeah. Would you rather play a game with perfect, so to speak, gameplay or excellent gameplay, like the mechanics and stuff like that, but zero story, or a game with an amazing fucking story but mediocre gameplay?
Perfect gameplay. Every time.
What's perfect gameplay though? That's the thing.
It feels good to play, LeRon. Okay, come on.
This is kind of a tough one because
as people who write reviews, we're like, what's perfect gameplay?
I just finished playing Judgment, and the story was fantastic, but the gameplay was so mediocre. So mediocre. But like, I have become severely affected by this game that it had one of the greatest stories I've ever played in video games. Like I don't know. I think I'd go for that because I'm the guy that likes Deadly Premonition. It's got such a great story, but it's some of the most mediocre gameplay.
Yeah, I'm story driven, so I'm on that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. But yeah, that's tough.
I'm a sucker for a good story.
Would you rather meet Shigeru Miyamoto or Hideo Kojima in person?
Kojima. And yes, I would be just like Jeff Keighley. I would be just like Jeff Keighley if I met Kojima.
LeRon would be packing his knee pads.
Listen, guys, I'm so excited to introduce our next guest. So excited.
But no, no disrespect to Miyamoto, whatnot. But I just feel like there's not enough I would have in common with Shigeru Miyamoto. You know.
Yeah, because LeRon doesn't like Nintendo, so why would he want to meet?
That's not even.
LeRon, come on, man, admit it. You and I have had conversations about this.
Yes, fine. Yeah, it's true.
I unfortunately would. Well, not unfortunately, I would go with Miyamoto, but that's just because I'm a diehard Zelda fan and all that stuff. So that's kind of par for the course. Would you rather see Ghost of Tsushima or Horizon Zero Dawn be turned into a TV show, series, or movie?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, actually, a movie's coming for Ghost of Tsushima, and I think Horizon Zero Dawn is being adapted into an animation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, pretend we don't know that. What if you could only pick one?
Ghost of Tsushima.
By my answer.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, because isn't the actor who plays Gen Sakai playing Gen Sakai in the movie?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would prefer on Horizon, I think. But also, I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, so. Mostly because I don't own a PlayStation anymore at this moment.
Oh, I'm just waiting for him to fuck up and play Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut on sale. I'm waiting for him to fuck up. As soon as I find it on sale, I'm snatching it.
It's one of those games that I started. It's beautiful. It's great. But just because I got
this man right here in the Skype chat is part of the Crossroads PlayStation podcast.
Here we go.
The PlayStation flagship podcast in the Boss Rush Network. And this man has not even played Ghost of Tsushima all the way through. LeRon, come on. We're talking one of the best franchises. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a franchise, but we're talking one of the best first-party titles to have come out in Sony's library in God knows how long.
Look, man. I knew the game was coming to PS5. But the problem is, like, Sony pulled a fast one on us. It's like, oh, you gotta spend an extra $20 to get like the full experience, the full PlayStation 5 experience. So I'll just wait for this damn thing to go on the Black Friday sale, and I'll spend that $20, and I'll get my value out of it that way.
So you're playing the long game. I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, just like how I play the long game of all these Nintendo Switch games. Like right now, I'm waiting for Nintendo to lose its mind and put Super Mario 3D World on sale.
Nope, not gonna happen. You kidding me? Breath of the Wild.
It'll happen on March 10th for about 3 days, and it'll be $40 instead of $60. That's your sale.
2 hours.
What's March 10th? What's so special about March 10th?
It's Mario Day.
Oh,
well, it's not MAR10 looks like Mario.
There's not going to be specifically $40 then. It's going to be some random ass number.
It's there. All the Mario games dropped to $39.99 on Mario Day.
Oh,
that's how I got New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
Okay. Good to know.
Nice. Ooh. I always thought, and I never had the guts to do it, to try Resident Evil 7 in VR. So I thought of what other games would be totally messed up to be in VR. Would you rather play Outlast or Alien Isolation in VR?
Alien Isolation is playable in VR, and there's no way in fuck you're going to get me to play that. But I don't know if I want to play Outlast either in VR.
Listen, this guy played PT in VR.
Ooh.
Like there was some modder out there that actually recreated the entire game in VR.
Oh no!
And I remember, like, I took the headset off after the first 5 minutes. I beat the game completely through. Playing in a VR, completely different story. I was like, no.
That game ruined me. I couldn't finish it when it was like a thing. Yeah. Because I got locked in the bathroom with the sink fetus, and I could not. I was done.
Sink fetus.
Someone else had to finish that. Someone else had to finish that demo for me because I could not after that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I still have my PlayStation 4 upstairs right now. Just like kind of.
Stephanie, you were
out of it.
Stephanie, you are triggering me right now because, like, last year for Halloween, I played Alien Isolation for the first time, and that game fucked with my emotions.
Yeah.
But I feel like because I kind of know where things are at, I'd rather play Alien Isolation in VR, and that's honestly, saying.
I think I'd rather play Outlast in VR because Alien Isolation, it's random.
Yeah,
like you could be walking through a hallway and all of a sudden that alien just
the xenomorph
right on you.
The xenomorph shows up. I pissed a bunch of people off about a month or two ago because I was like, spoiler alert, it was always more than one xenomorph, and people got heated.
Whatever.
Oh well, no. I found someone that did the people who is not data mining. What is it when people like actually like go into the code and to see like,
hackers.
Well, yeah, but they go into the code.
I thought they were data miners.
They go into the code to see perfect example like Resident Evil 3 Nemesis the remake. Like they actually showed like how he actually controls how he spawns and stuff like that. So yeah, they did the same thing for Alien Isolation, and they discovered that there's at least 8 xenomorphs on the map at any given time. Which now I think back to it and I'm like, what the fuck? Because like there was one room that I got to. It was basically like a mess hall on the station, and you step in that room and you're like, oh yeah, an alien is definitely showing up in this room. You know this, right? I was stuck in that room literally for 40 minutes of gameplay because every time I would try to make a move, the xenomorph would show up and I had to jump my ass in the fucking like a locker or some shit. And then as soon as he leave, I'd come out, I'd move around just a little bit more. He showed the fuck back up again, so either I gotta run my ass real fast to another locker that I may or may not have seen, or I gotta run my ass back to the one I just got out of. The game fucked with my emotions so bad, and I'm the kid who had night terrors because I watched an Aliens movie when I was 11 years old. So yeah, thanks Stephanie. Thanks. I don't know how I'm gonna go to bed tonight.
It's tough because Alien Isolation has its own type of like fear factor, but I think I might brave that over a VR of Outlast because I watched a Let's Play of Outlast and I don't want to be chased by like 2 gigantic naked dudes and like have people from wheelchairs jump out on me.
I don't think a lot of people want to be chased by 2 grown-ass naked dudes like flopping their dongs around like, look, I can make a helicopter with it. Like, no one wants that.
Okay. All right, I won't take up too much time. I got let's do 2 more. I know we talk a lot of video games to shows and movies, but how about movies and shows to video games? Would you rather see Squid Game turn into a video game or The Purge turn into a video game?
I mean, The Purge already has a game.
Shut up! I thought I did my research.
Okay.
I think, I mean...
Is it? Oh, damn
I don't think The Purge has a video game. It doesn't sound familiar.
It probably has like a terrible mobile game at some.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
LeRon, look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Man, I don't know. I feel like The Purge would just be some kind of weird version of Manhunt.
Okay, there's a game called Purge, but it's not The Purge.
Okay.
Squid Game or The Purge? I feel like Squid Game actually because I feel like
Squid Game is Mario Party, so we already have that.
Wow.
Nobody dies in Mario Party though.
I suppose.
Hot takes.
Your soul dies in Mario Party.
Yeah, your friendships and your relationships with other people die.
That's true.
Oh, I feel like
that's why we're starting a monthly Mario Party show here on Boss Rush Network.
Yeah,
you are.
Yes, LeRon, we talked about it last week. Where were you?
We did? Oh, I must have purged that from my memory.
You said you wanted to be on it.
Only if you're playing the one for the Switch.
That's
so like
yeah. Well, that's the only way we can play. Are you guys all gonna drive over to my house and play N64?
No, I'm talking about the original. I'm talking about the first one that came out on Switch, not the Mario Party. Was it All Stars or whatever?
Super Mario Party, is that the one?
Yeah.
I figured we'd just switch back and forth and see.
Yeah, because
we'll take a vote at the beginning.
I'm not playing the one that's based off those nostalgia maps. No.
Why?
No.
Peach's birthday cake is so fun.
Because I hated those original games.
So glad I missed this.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm always fighting for my life when Nintendo topics come up.
We know.
Or LeRon.
Anyways.
Last one. Would you prefer to play a game that comes out sooner, like in the roadmap of a publisher, and it comes out like very glitchy, but they will release patches as time goes, or would you rather have a game be delayed, postponed, and have it come out quote unquote perfect?
I'm a serious supporter of delay your game, take the time, and get it right, because one of the more recent games I can remember, and this is not Cyberpunk, was Mass Effect Andromeda. Like I bought it day one, and then I had to deal with every time I tried to start the game, because I bought the Origin Edition. I didn't buy the console edition. I bought the Origin Edition. Every time I start the game, there was always a patch that needed to be loaded. So, after 27 some odd patches, I just got tired, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll play the game whenever they're done with it. And then they announced that, oh, we're no longer patching the game, so what you get is what you get, and it's like, so
the game still runs fine, like even with the patches, but yeah, I wish they gave them an extra year.
Yeah.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they did a good job, like with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That was a good way to like get back into the good graces of Mass Effect fans. But like there's a part of me that's like, I almost feel like as soon as you finish Mass Effect 5, you need to go back and fix it. You need to go back and do us a solid and give us the Andromeda game that we were supposed to have.
Yeah, I know, that would be nice. Give us that Quarian Arc story. Come on.
Yes. Yeah.
They did. It's a comic book.
No.
No, it's a book. I bought the book. I'm reading the book currently.
Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's actually kind of gives story into like how the Arc failed and what their all the kind of internal politics. It's actually pretty good.
Man, poor Quarians. They can't catch a damn break.
I know, no kidding, with the damn suits.
I agree with you, LeRon. I don't know why a lot of gamers get so upset when games get delayed. I'm like, do you want a shitty game to come out and glitch out like in the first 24 hours? I don't know. I feel like hone your craft, be patient. There's a shit ton of everyone complains about their backlog, including myself. So play your damn games on your backlog.
Yeah, like, and it's so irrational how people get bent out of shape about this shit, because it's like, yo, like, you guys actually communicated death threats to people, and you do know, like, the FBI, the CIA, Interpol and stuff can come to your house right now and fuck you up, because you're mad because you can't play this game on November the 11th,
Here's the thing: video game developers can change with that. Don't announce a release date. Just don't. Just say, hey, this is coming out in 2022.
Well,
this is coming out in 2023.
The problem the problem with that though is that like, it's not always up to them whether they need to put that date out.
Yeah.
Like, we had a conversation about this on Crossroads, and by the way, that was one of my lesser watched pod clips when I turned it into a clip. People did not want to hear that explanation, but basically, like, there's so many moving wheels, like. There's so many moving parts with it, like, for example, like the Halo thing. Like, didn't Halo screw up a relationship with? Didn't Microsoft and Halo screw up a relationship with Doritos? With Halo Infinite.
Huh?
Was it Doritos, or was it like a drink? Like
Beats me. Mountain Dew.
Corey.
What? Sorry, I was reading something from Todd Howard. Sorry.
Never mind. Good talk, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks for paying attention, everyone but Corey.
Sorry.
What was Todd Howard talking about?
No, it was about team building and having a good team around you. So.
Oh, he's getting ready for work tomorrow. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Me? No.
Mm-hmm.
I am ready for work.
Corey, what's your topic?
Why is it my topic?
Because you weren't paying attention, so you're on the spot now.
Let's go.
I don't like this. So, okay, so my topic is a little bit different. It's kind of about games, but it's more about like Boss Rush in general, and I think we have a lot of different voices here, and we're all part of different shows where we all do different things here. And my topic is like, what aspects of Boss Rush work for everybody, and like where do we see, like, where can we improve, where can we try new things? Because we're about to do a bunch of new different things, right? Like, we're about to embark on a new phase, if you will. I wanted to do it by now, but things.
Phase 4 of the timeline.
Yeah.
Is there a Boss Rush timeline?
There is. You want it?
Watch all these Boss Rush Entertainment episodes in order.
Yeah, and there's one where the host fails, so it splits off into 3 separate timelines.
Oh no! So the one where the host dies, and one where the host goes back in time to be a little kid, and then one where the host succeeds. I get it.
Yeah. So that's my topic, because like I have a lot of ideas, but like I don't really talk about them with anybody unless I'm like 100% sure I want to pursue it, So I just want to get everybody's ideas and thoughts of like, hey, this is where we are. I know, Stoy and Stephanie, you're kind of newer additions to hosting shows and stuff, but you've been hanging around for a little bit, and LeRon, you've been here longer, and I've been here the longest, I guess. So.
I'm drawing a blank because I still feel like a lot of this stuff, even though I've been with Boss Rush over a year now, I still feel like a lot of this I'm still picking it up as I go along. I know for sure, like, and Corey, I've told this to you quite a few times. I tried not to shake up the formula too bad. So like when I first got into Boss Rush and we were forming Crossroads and stuff like that, I typically like tried to keep the same formula that a lot of the other shows were going. Like, we have our own flavor, at Crossroads and stuff like that. But don't try to be radical unless you make it known at the very beginning that you're trying to do something radical about it. So yeah, like I said, I'm drawing a complete blank on this one. So maybe if I hear what you guys say about it, I may have something that I can finally contribute to it. I don't know yet.
I think it's, the Boss Rush Entertainment, being one of the newcomers here, being part of the second phase, I guess, whatever, Corey, you called it, the second wave of content creators that came on. I've been impressed with the amount of people that we have in this community, of all types. You got writers, you got, kind of more like streamers, you have all these different types, and everybody wants to contribute in some ways. So it's finding the right fit for a lot of these people. And we have all this immense amount of talent. And to me, running a podcast or running a good show, you got to have the right people in it. And you got to have the right banter. You got to have the right, they got to feed off each other. And ultimately, that's what makes an episode successful. Like, this episode has been really successful because I think our banter has been pretty amazing, pretty fun, And when we have fun, that kind of spills over to the listener. Like, wow, I'm having fun listening to these guys, So, admittedly, I think like finding a good balance of like who's on the podcast and having that good banter back and forth that happens naturally, I think is going to be kind of what takes us to the top. Why I ended it that way?
No.
Was that part of your good fit?
Because using Josh on our podcast, he likes to talk about Macho Man Randy Savage all the time. Because we're like the cream. Because cream always rises to the top.
Are we just in general just improving as a whole, or are we maybe gearing towards having more of a live audience during our streams, because I know there's various portions, like when I was a fan and not actually part of the Boss Rush community, the writing community, I wasn't even aware of the live shows at the time, and I just kind of found the podcasts, through my phone, my Apple, the app, and like, is there a particular part of Boss Rush that we just want to improve on better?
I mean,
it's a good question.
I mean, I think it's different for each show. Like, I know that Pow Block and Crossroads draw a way bigger live audience than, Arsenal X definitely, and this show usually, right? Like, I mean, I would like a live audience, but at the same time, like, it's just another option for people to listen to us. I want people to listen to us how they're comfortable listening to us. I mean, if they want to watch us live and join the chat and ask us questions, that'd be awesome. Like, I would love to have a live chat going, but it's not why we do the show. I mean, for me, it's like, I want to give people options. We don't get a lot of YouTube views, but like, people like watching us on YouTube, right? Like, there's a small amount that like watching us on YouTube. There's a very large amount that likes to listen to us on the audio feeds. There's a, couple stragglers once in a while on the live shows, but like, for me, it's about giving people options and providing the best option available, right? So like, yeah, we do a live show, so we're gonna make it look nice. We're gonna, have a little bit of a pre-show banter. We're gonna end the show, maybe chat a little bit after the show, right? But like, it's not like, oh, this is a live show that goes on podcast feeds and on YouTube, right? It's not like our main goal is that. My main goal is just to do a great podcast and allow people to listen or watch however they want.
Okay.
I know people like,
and that's the key right there. That's the key right there, is just having good content, and the audience comes and follows and re-downloads the episodes week after week, because if they consistently come back and they consistently get that good content, the good banter, the good topics, the good discussions, that's what's going to bring people back.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I saw you guys on Twitch, so now I'm going to follow you everywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, here's again, I'm just digging back again to my memories of being a listener. Some things that I really enjoyed in the main Boss Rush flagship show. Corey, I know you used to do some 20 questions, like a game at the end. That's kind of what inspired my topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be necessarily a game all the time, but a game is fun.
Yeah. Like, I want to get back to that. The thing with 20 questions is like, in my head, it sounds good because if anybody listens to like IGN's Game Scoop or whatever, they do 20 questions and they get done in like 10 to 12 minutes. Like, because they're like rapid fire questions. They know, I mean, because they've been doing it for so long that they have a rhythm. They know how to, plus they have a producer in the ear probably telling them, hey, you guys need to hurry up. Like, we'll do 20 questions and it takes us 10 minutes and that's a great 20 questions. But then we had ones that took like 30, 35 minutes and it's like, well, you get all this dead air, you get all this, kind of. So, like, yeah, I would love to do 20 questions or a version of a game at the end, right? Like the this or that. Or another one I was thinking of was Game Informer show used to do this thing called Back of the Box Trivia, which they would have like, okay, this week we're going to do PlayStation 2 games and we're going to read the back of the box and have you try to guess which game it is, and the person with the most points at the end wins, right? Like, I have those types of things written down.
Actually, like that idea. I'm gonna write that one down.
I have it all written down if you want me just to send it, because like I have a bunch of stuff to send to you guys anyway.
Yeah, I think it just games. If we find out like a structure or something, I think it's great because it brings variety, and when the listener listens to it whenever, they can kind of mentally play the game with us. Also, every once in a while, maybe I'm trying to think, like, how there's two categories of topics, so to speak. It's usually news or current state, but then there's also evergreen topics, and that could also just be lists or top 10s or whatever. I think having a variety of evergreen versus topical.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole purpose of this show now, right, is to kind of it being like the evergreen show with, maybe we'll hit a topic that's relevant, right, once in a while, but like us bringing topics to the table is different from the other shows, right? We're trying not to step on the other shows, because that was the whole problem with this show before we kind of rebooted it. It was like, oh, well, we're just doing news again, but this time across the board. And like, maybe they already talked about this topic on Pow Block or on Crossroads or on Arsenal X, right? And, you know, I want to stay away from that. Plus, like, I know there's a lot of people out there who want to listen to a video game podcast or like something that just don't care about that kind of stuff. And that's fine too, right? If you want to listen to about news, like, go listen to Crossroads, go listen to EXP, go listen to Pow Block, right? Like, that's what those shows are for and built around and have the audience. But if you want to just listen to people, like, we have people that listen to us that don't care about gaming news, right? They listen to us because, you know, apparently we're fun to listen to, and you know, that's why I think this show works. Is it going to be the biggest in numbers? Probably not, you know, right? Like, I mean, Pow Block is the clear winner there, I think, at this point, just because it's been around the longest and it has a flow and it has an audience, right? But, you know, LeRon has a bigger live audience than most of our shows, right? Like, that's where LeRon thrives, is the live show. And you know, I don't know what your numbers look like on EXP, Stoy, but, like, you know, I assuming that you guys have a bigger audio listenership than like on YouTube or something, right? So
agreed.
Well, some markets work, some don't. There's certain episodes that peak a lot. There's certain episodes that don't. We haven't done clips recently because we've had a string of bad luck, and I think one of our guys has been kind of dismayed. From Josh usually does the video editing of it, and I think just, you know, when you become so numbers focused, that's when your motivation starts to drop. And
yeah, for real.
Part of EXP Cast, we've had those growing pains. We've been around for like 4 to 5 years, and we've had those ups and downs, those ebbs and flows, where it's like we've constantly looked at the numbers and we've constantly thought like, oh, we're getting a dip, like, you know, we should shake up the formula a bit. You know, we should try something new. We should try something different. And, you know, if you start to kind of overanalyze that, you start to lose the fun out of it. And admittedly, we had that turning point where we just said, let's just have some fun. Let's just record for us. Let's record like it's just for us. It's just for our friends or something like that. And our quality went up. And, you know, everywhere you read like how to make a good podcast, if you Google search it, everything is about just make sure the quality is up to snuff. Make sure the quality is there. Not just in terms of audio quality, but we're talking like, you know, the quality of the conversation, the quality of the banter. And,
yeah, I mean, you can tell.
Know, and our numbers have actually benefited from it. Like, you know, looking at our numbers, like just normal audio numbers, you know, our numbers that benefited from it, as opposed to, YouTube isn't where it's at, but YouTube may not be the flagship platform we wanted to focus on. So,
yeah.
But it's there. The episodes are there on YouTube.
Yeah, you know, you look at some of the episodes across the board on our YouTube channel. Like one of our episodes has 345 views. Another one has 6. Another one has, you know, 110. Another one has 9. Right? Like, I mean, again, I know it has to do with like preference and stuff and titling your episodes and people finding it naturally through algorithms and whatever. But also, it's like, I'm not aiming to have 1,000 views on every single podcast, because that's just not realistic, right? We're doing audio podcasts with a video component that people, you know, and like you said, Stoy, like when you're so number focused, you know, and that's where I think Boss Rush has been different from previous groups that I've been a part of, right? It's like I feel like we've built it to be, we're all friends. We want to make stuff together. We don't really care how big our audience is. We care about the quality of the community, not the quantity, right? Like, yeah, growth is great, and we've seen significant growth, but that growth has come out of us wanting the quality instead of the quantity, you know? You can always tell.
And we get better at our craft doing it. You know, practice makes perfect. So, you know, the more times you're on, the more times you're talking, the more episodes you're on, the more you get to know everybody in the community and the Boss Rush community, the better the quality becomes.
Yeah. So, You know, I mean, I guess I just want to see where you guys' heads were at and like what you guys were thinking, because I mean, we are about to launch a few new things, right? Like I know After Dark has kind of been like a weird joke around here, but it is a real show and we are launching it. It's going to probably be every other week to start. Not live, but you know, it'll probably, you know, we're going to talk about that obviously. Expansion Pass is every other week, opposite of After Dark. We're going to do that. We're bringing back standard definition to kind of fill that slot where, you know, for those who don't know, Logan left and Boss Rush Entertainment, those shows have kind of disbanded, and we're going to try to fill that void with standard definition, right? As a retro nostalgia podcast. It's not going to be all movies and TV. It's going to be some games, some, you know, other nerdy related things, but we're aiming to fill that void with that show, right? Because it's something. Standard definition has been a show I've been wanting to do for like 3 or 4 years, and I've rebooted it 3 times trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, and this is what I think that show deserves to be. So we're gonna fill a void with that, and then what else did I send you guys today?
Let's see.
I mean, already. I mean, I know you a lot of those images, and I know you're talking about merch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got Expansion Pass, Snare Definition, Boss Rush Presents.
Yeah.
Then,
Boss Rush Presents is. I mean, that feed exists already, right? It's going to be the home of 1v1s and Talk the Walk. And a show that I actually kind of pitched to David today, specifically for the writing team once a month, called Writer's Block, where a bunch of the writers just kind of get together and talk about their, like, what inspires them, their kind of motivations, their goals, how they write, like what inspires them, you know, their process and stuff. So that's something I talked to David about a little bit. We're kind of workshopping it. I know David's got his hands full with everything else right now. We don't really know who's going to lead that show at this point, but that's an idea.
I am all for that.
Great. Stephanie, there you go.
Oops.
You signed up.
What you do?
We recorded it. But, you know, that's something we want to do like once a month, because, like, as great as the writers do, I want to give them a voice to, like, inspire other writers, you know? Like, that's a thing, you know? Writing is hard, you know? And whether you're writing a news piece or writing a novel like Stephanie, right? Like, it's hard, you know? Like, it's hard to know where to start. It's hard to kind of articulate your process and ideas. Like, and I think having our writing team kind of come out and talk about that stuff, whether it's just two or 3 people or like 6 people on a show, just like discussing different things, right? Like that's the idea of that show. Writer's Block, great title, by the way. So
pat yourself in the back, bro.
I did already. So
me patting you in the back.
Thanks, Stoy. I felt it.
No problem. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of where our head's at. Obviously, we'll talk about that more on a different date, but that's kind of why I wanted to have this conversation. And then, obviously, the shows you know and love still around.
This is very exciting. Big, bright future ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to keep plugging away. That's it. I mean, you know, nothing's going to happen overnight with this stuff. It's going to take a lot of grind. It's going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and a lot of consistency. Consistency is key.
For real.
You know, if the content is consistent, that's going to keep people coming back, and they're going to know what to expect. They're going to, you know, kind of have those like fresh memories, you know, of just like, if the next episode's going to be like the last episode, I'm in. And if it keeps going like that, I'm in.
Yeah. And like, we've talked about Patreon a little bit, right? Like, probably, you know, once in a while, the last 6 months we've talked about it. Like, our goal isn't to like have this stuff behind a paywall, right? It's like, okay, you get, you know, maybe a couple of these things, you get like an early access thing, or you get a cool badge for Discord, or you can vote on topics that Expansion Pass or After Dark might talk about, you know, that kind of thing. It's not going to be like oh, well, I can't listen to this show because they're making me pay for it. No, it was just like, I want people who I guess buy into what Boss Rush is doing, right? Like, I want them to feel like they're rewarding the people who work hard to do things around here, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people work their asses off around here. Give time. Like, we've spent 2.5 hours here almost just sitting here talking, right? Like, that's a lot of time for people to spend, even though like we enjoy doing it, right? Like, LeRon, you put a lot of effort into streaming stuff, right? Stephanie, you do a lot of editing and writing and stuff, and Stoy, you hang out, play Xbox with us, and talk Xbox with us. So
wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
I feel like there's a lot of people here who believe in building something better here, and I feel like those people should be rewarded in some capacity, whether you're just listening for free, whether you're writing a question, whether you donate $1 or $2 or $5 to the Patreon at some point, right? Like, that's, I don't know. And not just the podcasting crew either, right? Like, David and all of the writing team work their asses off to do the banter pieces and getting the news out and all that kind of stuff, making the website function properly, so scheduling posts. And
yeah, October was one of our, I think, the best month we've had.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it was my Metroid Dread review, wasn't it?
Oh,
no, I think it was my my pod clip about no, I'm just kidding. So that's kind of where our head's at. I like the idea of expansion pass where we can talk about a specific topic, and these bonus shows aren't going to be like 3 hours like these ones are either. I think we're aiming for like 60 minutes, maybe. My goal is to actually cut these shows down a little bit, so like maybe we have some energy after these shows, and we've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. If we could cut that down to like an hour and a half, and then maybe record something afterwards, like.
Yep.
Well, I think EXPcast, the way you guys structure is, because I was lucky enough to sit in one of them, is you record for a very long time, but it's actually 2 episodes.
Yeah, we noticed that our episodes were running really long, and none of us wanted to compromise on the content. We talked about like, okay, we want to cut your segments short. We want to cut your segment short. So let's kind of try to cut corners here and there. And we found that was a hit us negatively in content. Like, we were rushing and we didn't want to do that. So that's why it was like, well, why don't we just segment out 2 episodes a week? And it really benefited us. We actually started to have a lot more fun. We could actually take time explaining things, and our numbers have actually benefited from it. So that worked for us. Does that work for would that work for everybody? No, but that's the one thing that I've been scared to not do. Well, not that I've been scared to do. Like, I don't want to abbreviate conversations, especially if there's a good vibe. You don't want to do that. You don't want to cut someone off just because, hey, all right, because we did that at one point where, like, I have a bell here, and like I would hit it, like, okay, all right, your segment's up. Let's move on. That hurt us because then, you don't really want to talk about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Content is key.
Yeah. So that's where my head's at, and I'm glad I got your guys' opinion, because like this is the flagship show, even if it's not the biggest show, right? Like, it's what we're leading with, and the stuff that comes off of it is going to be, a part of this show and this brand and this community. And we want to get the community more involved on the shows and the writing. And if, even if you're outside the team, I guess, and you're in the community, like, don't be afraid to reach out. And if you want to try something, like, we're all about letting people try things, I don't care if you've never podcasted before. If you want to sit in with us and be goofy or dumb, or if you just want to sit here and, and be quiet because you don't know what to say, like that's fine too. Like we want to encourage people to be creative and do the things that they maybe don't know where to start, you know? So
yeah, we're not about shutting people down.
yeah.
Nah.
Unless you're a dick. Unless you're a dickhead.
Yeah, well. Yeah,
Then we'll kick you in the taint.
I mean, we've
Exactly. There you go.
That's what we do to people like that.
People have exited Boss Rush because of reasons like that. So, yeah, that was before, the before times. So
that was before you wound up with the coolest people you'll ever know, Corey.
Yeah, and LeRon.
Okay.
He got you.
Okay,
I did.
Well, look at the time.
I know. It is. We are going along. I don't know. Should we wrap? Or Stephanie looks like she's about to pass out.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Good. I don't know what LeRon. What was your topic?
LeRon, what's your topic? We'll do LeRon's topic real fast.
All right.
Wait. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Wait. Did I just get abbreviated? Did that just happen?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No comment.
Well, my topic I was going to bring tonight, which I was cool with holding it until next week because it was a good topic, is in your opinion, as far as video games go, who's been the best villain that you've ever come across in video games?
Ooh, Saren from Mass Effect.
Wow, good one.
That's a weird, brief villain.
Yeah,
like
it's so good.
If anything, I think the Elusive Man was more.
But Saren, dude, is so well acted and so like his motivations are so. Oh, it's so good, and he's so.
I'll give you that one.
I mean, he was xenophobic. He was xenophobic, and then he basically got mind controlled into like ushering in the end of the universe.
Just like the Elusive Man. Who's a better villain? I like the Elusive Man because he was all of us. It's one of those things when when you identify with a villain, and villains tend to be like, okay, obviously they have the best of intentions, but they're doing it in all the wrong ways. The Elusive Man in Mass Effect 2 and 3, for example, he had the best of intentions, but he was xenophobic, like using words LeRon. But it was like, is he wrong though? Is he wrong? And you kind of tend to agree with him a bit, even though it's like you don't want to almost admit it to yourself. But he had a point in a lot of things.
And spoilers for Mass Effect 3, he did have the blue ending.
Yeah, he did, which is interesting because according to a lot of Mass Effect fans, especially if you follow Mass Effect on social media, they posted like this kind of percentage of like what endings people chose. A lot of people chose the Destroy ending, which was the red ending. That was supposed to be the Renegade option.
I can't remember what option I did.
I picked Synthesis for so long, and then when I played in the Legendary Edition, I chose the Renegade ending, and I was like, wait, this is the better ending out of all of them. It made the most sense in the end.
Damn, I can't remember what ending I did because I only did one ultimate playthrough of like the first.
You shot the kid, didn't you? You shot the kid. That's what I did.
No, I don't recall.
First time around.
I don't recall.
Screw you, kid.
I legit cannot remember my ending. Wait, did I do Synthesis?
It's been so long since I played Mass Effect. I think I went back to the save and I actually went back and watched all of them.
Yeah.
Because there's like a save point right before you choose, right? Because there's like the point of no return or whatever. And I think I went and watched all of them because like I beat it and I chose the red ending, even though I was really confused on why the colors were swapped because like the Elusive Man was like supposedly the villain the whole time and then it ended up being the Paragon ending. But like,
right.
I chose it. I was like, oh man, this ending was really good. Like, I really like how they wrapped it up. And then I started reading reviews because I wanted to play it before I read reviews, right? And then I was like, why does everybody hate Mass Effect 3? Like, I was reading all these message boards, whatever. And then I watched the other endings. I'm like,
topic.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like, to me, it was just like, well, it doesn't matter what you choose. Like, the whole point of the game is like, trying to choose your own fate and like fate has been chosen for you essentially. And like even though there's little differences in the endings, like it's essentially the endings are the same because your destiny has already been predetermined. It doesn't matter the journey. Your ending is going to be, so
I think that's ultimately what pissed everybody off about like the whole ending fiasco of Mass Effect 3. And I don't know, like I was always a realist when it came to stuff like that. I was like, there's no way in hell like a project this big that like the final game is going to be able to keep track of every single thing you did for 2 previous games and all this stuff, and you're going to have like this euphoric ending,
Honestly, it did, and that's what a lot of people miss. Because it kept track of a lot of like the Conrad Veneer storyline. Like it kept track throughout all 3 of them. A lot of even like the things you said about the the Quarians in the past, and even like times you helped the Krogan in certain instances. Like a lot of that stuff did carry over. Did it affect the ending? No, absolutely not. Because we all knew what was going to happen in the ending. Ultimately, but it's like people wanted that happy ending. I think people wanted they just wanted the happy ending.
I think I did. I think I did wipe out the Reapers. Was that the red ending?
That was a red ending where you just destroyed all.
I did wipe out the Reapers, and then I turned around and replayed, and I did green because after I got that ending, I was like, wait.
Green was synthesis, where you were supposed to blend with synthetics.
Because I think my visceral reaction the first time was like, no, like synthetics is the reason why we are here at this point, and that's why I chose to wipe him out. And
okay, all right. What was it? Corey picked Saren. I picked the Elusive Man. Stephanie, who'd you pick?
Are we just talking about villains in general, or
villains in general?
Villains in general. Villains in general.
Mine aren't as cool. It really isn't. But like, I was starting to think about it.
Just throw it out.
Just throw out your Zelda villain.
Legend of Zelda.
No. I'm actually between Andrew Ryan from the original BioShock or Flowey from Undertale, because Flowey is this cute little adorable flower, and you really don't understand what's beneath the cuteness, and I find that kind of stuff frightening.
I feel you on that one.
Andrew Ryan, I just think he's a classic villain if we're talking about BioShock and a classic game, and he plays on the like ideologies and I don't know, people who can brainwash others, the would you kindly and all that stuff. I don't know.
I feel like I've learned a lot about BioShock just through osmosis. I've never finished BioShock. I've never finished a BioShock game.
Oh dear.
I played like 2 hours of the first one and I hated it. So I stopped playing.
Well, you could skip the ending to Infinite. Like you could probably play it and then stop probably mostly halfway through and be okay.
Yeah, so mine's not so cool or in depth, but I just like the quirky, different villains.
I mean, Andrew Ryan is like a cool, like, philosophical villain, though. Like, he's not like the, I'm going to murder you, but like,
well, that's the
premise.
Kind of a good villain where it's like there's kind of a part of you that's like, this person's onto something.
Yeah. That's a good pick. Good pick, Stephanie.
That was good. That was a good pick.
Yeah. Andrew Ryan is a good one.
Well, my pick is Kefka from Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy III for people who played it in the first run. Yeah.
Because, spoilers for like a 30-year-old game at this point, but don't you lose like in that game, or is that 2/4?
Well, you do. Well, technically you do, because in Final Fantasy III, like the dude actually ends the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he actually ends the world, and the sad part about it is like he didn't even realize he was doing it. He was just like, I have all this power, and I really am drunk off of it. I don't realize what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a game that I've wanted to go back and play, and I just never have. And
it's almost like they need to remake it.
I mean,
let's not go that route. I mean, honestly, they probably should have remade that one before 7.
Before 7, yeah.
Actually, I think that probably would, but obviously 7 had more of a rabid fan base.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think a lot of people go back and look at 6/3 as like probably the better game, right? I think a lot of people still point to that as like the top tier Final Fantasy. I don't know, like
in my opinion, if we're talking about them as old school games, yeah, I feel like Final Fantasy VI was always a better game than Final Fantasy VII, and that says a lot for me because I played Final Fantasy VII, you know, on PS1 like 4 different times. Like I had over 1,000 hours logged into it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pretty out there already saying that I don't really care for Final Fantasy VII, like really at all. But also, I played 9, 10, and 8 all before 7, and those like built on that formula that started. It's the Ocarina of Time Mario 64 effect for PlayStation, right? Where like if you didn't play it at the time, and then you go back to it, it's very hard to go back to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely like, especially if you play those games back again, like, you know, like even if you did play them back then, like when I picked up Mario 64 during the 3D All Stars collection, like I was like, oh man, I can't wait to play 64 again. Man, that game did not age well.
I know. I felt the same way. I got like, I think I got like 10 stars, and I was like, man, I can't do this. Like they could have done a few things right. Like, I mean, this could be a whole different topic too, but like just a simple fact of like moving the stick for the camera would have been a nice.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I thought I would.
The game I've legit been enjoying off of 3D All Stars has been Sunshine.
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah.
Podcast is over.
I've never been fond of Galaxy. He's leaving.
I don't know. I used to think
is terrible.
I used to think Seymour from Final Fantasy X was a cool villain too.
Oh yeah.
A weirdo.
I know. I love Final Fantasy X though. I just re-downloaded it on Switch because I think I want to replay it.
Okay.
I probably won't, but it'll sit there on my Switch for like 6 months until I decide to delete it for something else. So,
honestly, I when I bring back to Judgment, the game I just played recently, it's in the Yakuza series. When you start to find out who, like they always reference the mole, this guy that's like kind of pulling the strings behind all these murders in town and stuff like that. When you actually find out who he is, it's like you've known this character throughout the entire game, but once you actually find out who he is, he turns even more villainous, and it's like it becomes so terrifying. Like it's so powerful that it's like, man, like he just like turns ahead. Like I don't know how to exactly describe it, but like I know that was another point that I just played recently where I was like, man, this guy's terrifying now. Like he actually terrifies me.
I feel like the level of complexity and depth of an antagonist is really what takes either a story or a game to a whole new level. Because I feel like a lot of great games, they're still great games, really only focus on the protagonist or your MC. And like, I'll just say this, for example, here, like I'm a huge fan of the Zelda series, but primarily because of Link and just the environment and whatever. But Ganon and Ganondorf, you know, he wants to rule the world over and over again. It's really not that big of a deal. So.
I mean, I think
sometimes I found a little bit more motivation in some of his underlings, like Aghanim and Link to the Past.
Yeah,
Link
to the Past.
Or you know, a lot of those other like underlings that it's just like sometimes they can be better villains because they're being controlled and they're being kind of manipulated by Ganon himself.
Or even like, I mean, even outside of villains, like I think Zelda is a big draw because of a lot of the side characters, or even like Zelda's alter egos at some point. Like Tetra is a really cool, you know, version of Zelda, or Impa from Ocarina of Time is cool, or you know, like just some of these really cool side. Like I know right now, Groose is back in the limelight
that
for
dipshit.
I know, but even versions of
he's
Zelda,
the villain in Skyward Sword. Forget like, you know, Demise and Girahim or all those guys. Groose, he's the worst villain in Zelda.
Groose is on the loose.
Ooh. Stupid pompadour.
But even
oh man,
even like the different versions of Zelda in Zelda are cool. Like you have the Twilight Princess Zelda, who's like really regal and really majestic and just very proper, but also like can hold her own, and then you have this sweet, innocent version of Zelda in Skyward Sword, or you have this very, emotional and kind of just a character that's trying to find her way in the world in Breath of the Wild. Like, just the different versions of Zelda herself are different. Like, I know we talked a lot about Link last week with you, Stephanie, but like, I think Link is like the most boring part of Zelda in every single game. Like I think
I agree.
I think Zelda is like the most interesting character, or the way that that Ganondorf grew up as a thief, right, in Ocarina of Time, and ends up becoming the big bad in the third corner of the Triforce or whatever. Like, I think that's so cool, of like just the different storytelling that they have for the different characters. So
Okay, now, while I am going to agree with you on what you said, I'm sorry, but there's something about running into everybody's houses, just chucking all their vases and stealing all their rupees and hearts that just makes Link the best.
Or throwing the rocks at the
or
different...
makes Link the villain. Maybe he's the villain.
Or throwing the rocks in Kakariko Village, or in Kokiri Forest, and like throwing them at the other...
Yeah, I think this was a boss rush article that I wrote where they were like, who's video game's greatest villain? And I put Mario as one of video game's greatest villain, because I tried to put the whole like twist on like, Bowser and Peach are actually married and Mario's the jealous ex-boyfriend that like doesn't believe it. So like
I feel
keeps like
he keeps breaking into the castle.
I think you wrote that after you played Braid or something.
Yeah.
Also, you were Boss Rush's biggest villain for a while for saying video games weren't art. So
that is true.
Hey.
To be fair, that was just a piece that was countering another piece that was written the week before that nobody had any opinion on. So, just gonna.
David and I talked about that beforehand, because I shot the idea to him, and him and I had a good conversation about it. And he said, "I think it would make for a good conversation." Boy, was he wrong.
Well, the point is, it should have.
Yeah.
It should have.
People don't want to converse.
Yeah, people read the headline and then they get mad, and they don't read the actual article either.
Yeah.
Video games are media. Like they're not art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Stoy, I read your article. Like it was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions, and maybe that's a topic we can save for another episode.
Corey and all his opinions.
Honestly, a lot of people have wanted me to rehash this topic. Even my EXP cast guys keep asking, like, we should like talk about that as a topic. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
No, don't rehash. No.
Yeah, it's one of those things of what's said, and what's been done is what's been done. Like,
Story's like, I said what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say, like,
that's it.
I think that there's a lot of art that goes into games, but ultimately it's like a engineer, like writing code. Like, I don't know if a coder to make sure the game doesn't break with all these art assets is like an artist. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, I mean, we can get into that at a different point, but like, yeah, there's artists on the team who create the worlds and the character models and make them look really detailed and good. Like, that part of the game is art, but overall, like, I find myself going back and forth on this topic a lot.
I think the nerds get too upswept into it because like games get awards for art direction.
Yeah. I wouldn't say nerds. I would say hipsters.
The woke.
Yeah.
Because I believe Monster Hunter World and Iceborne have some of the best art direction in there, but Monster Hunter is not art.
Yeah.
Also,
that's part of it. But.
Also, I used Call of Duty as an example when I was trying to defend Stoy's article of like, this is a well-oiled machine designed to make money and sell billions of copies and microtransactions. And yes, there are artists in the game, like on the team, who make very great assets for this game, right? Like, I'm not taking anything away from them, but like, you can't tell me that like Call of Duty was made to be art. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's some pretty questionable art on people's call signs and stuff when they kill you, like, racist and, anti-Semitic symbols,
But it's art.
Yeah. So, anyways, Villains. We are now the villains because we ended the show on that.
Man, I'm the villain every time I show up on the podcast.
You are. It's just because you're the pretty one, LeRon. Okay.
Is that it?
I don't know.
They hate
just
you because
jealous.
you're beautiful. They hate you because you're beautiful, LeRon.
He called me pretty.
LeRon's just going to lay in his bed like this.
Clip.
Just smiling.
Finally.
Yeah, you finally got that glow up I've been looking for. It only took 46 fucking years.
You know, to look a day over. Yeah, well, never mind. We're gonna wrap the show. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this edition of the Boss Rush Podcast. Remember, you can watch us live on Wednesday nights and join the chat, join the conversation, bring your topic, and maybe we'll use your topic on the show in the chat. Or you can tweet at us at Boss Rush Network and leave your topic there as well. If you can't join us live, you can watch us on Mondays on YouTube or on podcast services or on bossrush.net. Stoy, thank you for joining us this evening and filling that fourth chair. Where can we find you?
Well, not only am I on the Arsenal X podcast on the Boss Rush Games Network, I am also with the EXP Cast. We are also a video game podcast. We're part of the crew here at Boss Rush Entertainment. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXP Cast.
Yeah. Stephanie, where can we find you?
At Klimov, KLIMOV_author on Twitter, and you can see my articles on bossrush.net.
LeRon?
All right. Social media, gaming platforms, Twitch and YouTube, Exodus 803, EXODUS 803. Don't forget, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Exodus 803, Crossroads PlayStation Podcast Show with myself, Chris True, Nelly Lott, and Austin Campbell. We talk about all things PlayStation, a little bit of other video game stuff in there as well.
Cool.
Sick.
You can find me at I am Corey in HD on
Gotta
Twitter and
stop saying
Instagram. You can find me hosting Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast with Stoy. You can find me popping in on Nintendo Pal Block once in a while now too. And you're going to be seeing a lot of us on a lot of new things coming up as well. Remember, you can find all of our content, all of our shows on bossrush.net. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye, everyone.
Take care.
She just finger gunned the audience.
Ding, ding.